Hello, fans. This is Hall of Famer Ron Simmons, and you are listening to WNS Podcast. And if you're not listening, that's just one word for you. Damn!
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or check us out on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now being broadcast in over 45 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
I'm a freak.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I am Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we welcome you to episode 182 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We are also on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
Yo. Twitter. The main site's at WNS Source. We are at WNS Podcast. Daniel, WNS _ Daniel. Tyler.
There you go. Yo! So welcome to the show, yo. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about Money in the Bank, your feedback, some Raw, your questions, hot topics, and a very special interview that you didn't hear at the top of the show. Mr. Ron Simmons himself, WWE Hall of Famer.
Y'all are in for a treat.
Really good stuff. So welcome to the show.
How would they not hear the top of the show but hear like 45 seconds in?
Well,
You think they skip the intro?
sometimes,
Okay,
it's like, oh man, I'm tired of this.
I always hear that every week. They're the
It's
same
just
voice.
it's the same start every single time. I know when I can skip forward
Wrestling News Source
yeah,
Podcast.
yeah, and then the whole that's right, and then just move on from there. And Stitcher. Okay.
I want to know, like some guys, I want to know. Daniel knows that's really not right.
What's not right?
You know how you say that's right, and they're like, no, that's not right.
That's not right. That is so incorrect. So, but yeah, so welcome to the show. Got a lot to talk about. Got a lot to celebrate because today, the time of this recording, I know whenever it's released, it'll be the day
July
after.
1st.
July 1st, the birth of our little cub, the one and only Tyler Abear. So happy birthday, Tyler.
Thank you.
Woo!
I'm glad to be in Dust Studio on my birthday,
Dust
chilling with these
Studio.
two cool cats.
Yeah, we even gave him the option saying, hey, do you want to push the show till tomorrow? And
We said it cranky, but we did say
yeah,
it.
we're like, do you really? I mean, if you want, just,
I mean, if you really want us to bend over backwards, we can
No,
push the
I'll come
show.
back. I'll come back and do it, but all right.
And then I was trying to walk, and they were twisting my leg at the same time. I was
come
like,
on,
damn it,
come on.
okay.
Just twisting your arm a little bit. Come on, Tyler. So happy birthday.
Thank you.
We're going to have
Thank you.
a big celebration on Saturday. We're going to have a party, and everyone who's listening to this is invited.
Everybody in the pool.
Everyone in the pool, that's right. So how does it feel
Everybody
to
in
be
the
1
club.
year older? Is it, mustache?
It's just a regular. It's just a regular day, to be honest with you.
Mustache is growing
I know some
in.
people are like, "Hey, guess what? It's my birthday. It's my birth week. It's my birth month." I'm like, it's just a regular day.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
a
mean,
day
it's
where
cool
peop-
that you tell me happy birthday. I appreciate that. It's a cool gesture and all that stuff, but it's not my birth month.
You don't care.
There's no
Just one of those.
such thing as a birth month.
It's just
Well, it's the
people
month he
just-
was born in.
Well, there's no such thing as celebrating your birth month.
Well,
I don't know,
do
I don't
it,
know who
though.
made that up, but
People
I mean,
do it.
it's the month that you're born. But I mean, some people
It's-
take it as far as like, "Hey, guess what?
It's-
Every day of this month is my birthday."
It's people's excuse to go out and just get drunk,
yeah, I guess
which
so.
can't really fault them for it, but
Just say, "Hey, I can get
Just
drunk."
say,
Let's
hey,
get drunk.
my birthday's coming up in 3 weeks. Let's go get wasted.
Hey, this whole 3 weeks, my birthday is.
Let's get Teddy Long
Every
to
day.
drive. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so happy birthday, Tyler.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Mr. Bear. Good stuff.
Rar.
Let's do this. So, Doug, how are you doing?
I'm here.
Yeah, you hanging in there? You've been a
Good.
working man, working hard.
Yeah.
and-
I'm not gonna bring it down. It's Tyler's birthday. I'm not gonna complain about my shit.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I was just saying, I was acknowledging that
No,
you
I
have a lot
appreciate
of
it.
work ethic.
I just don't want to like make it about me. Like I don't want to be all whiny. Like oh blah 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 blah, which I'm kind of doing now. So
No, fine. You said what?
all right. Well, fuck it. It's my. It's my. No, I'm kidding.
So yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and dive on into some feedback that we got. First bit's coming to us from Thomas. Drop it low, son.
Drop it low, son. Drop it low, son.
Drop it low, son. Drop it low, son.
How low can you drop it?
Saying
How low can you go? How low can you go?
Oh, yeah.
So Thomas says, props, Doug, on your on-the-fly math skills. It was exactly 60% of the time that you guessed.
Was it?
Of course it did. Of
Was
course
it? It was 60% of the time. It works every time, right?
For that particular time, but
We
now
don't
that
have to
we've-
pretend to like his jokes just
now
because
that
it's
we've
his
had,
birthday, right?
No, you don't. You tell me like it is.
No, it's just another day. Remember, he
Right,
said
right,
that,
just
so
another-
that's fine.
Yeah, that's
But-
another day. Tell me like it is.
So, but now that we've had another Raw, that percentage has changed. So, what can you do?
Like I didn't know how to figure it out. I couldn't like do the math. But it was a
happened to
good guess.
Yeah. So congratulations.
Thanks,
on that one.
Lewison.
Next bit of feedback we have is from 6-Star Criminal on YouTube saying, I would like to say this is by far my favorite wrestling podcast. Been listening since around episode 20, and even during the time I stopped watching wrestling, I still listened. Keep up the great work, guys, and shout out to Doug for getting me interested into independent wrestling. Good job, Doug.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you like the podcast. I mean,
Yeah.
thanks for.
Yeah, thank you for those kind words.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Definitely. Final bit of feedback
Maybe
we
his
have.
name is like super literal and he's in like actually in prison. He doesn't have anything to do but listen to us.
Yeah. It's like, look,
They get iTunes
you
there.
can either do community service or you can you can listen to a wrestling
Maybe
podcast.
we're like a form of punishment. Like
You have to
We are
listen to this
reforming
Like, well,
criminals.
these guys aren't that bad. I'll take these guys over, dropping soap. So our final bit of feedback we have is from Alexander, just simply saying, great show. So thank you very much, Alexander. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Certainly
bud.
appreciate it. So, yeah, like I said, got a lot to talk about this week. Money in the Bank took place this past weekend. And I went back and listened to our predictions, and I may be wrong, but it was like 2 o'clock in the morning while I was listening to it. I think
Whoa.
Tyler pulled out the victory in the predictions this past weekend. So congratulations, Tyler. Happy birthday.
we should start keeping track.
Yeah, we really should.
Lowson, keep track for us.
Yeah, start at Royal Rumble, go from there, and
Please don't
Well,
keep
no.
track.
I didn't know we were playing for real. No,
Nah,
we gotta
we're
start
not.
now. We gotta
Oh.
start now.
Oh, we'll make it a fiscal year.
Yeah.
So from now until next year's Battleground or whatever.
Sure.
Okay, or whatever.
You know, it's
pay-per-view
not
they
fair.
decide to
Like
make.
Doug's pick for Barrett, whatever that time. Barrett wasn't even in the match. so
Yeah, I went back and listened. That's who I picked as well.
that's what I thought.
Yeah. So tough break on that one because yeah, who knows what would have happened then. But Money in the Bank did happen this past Sunday. I know we got to watch it and have some pizza and have some cookie stuff that was awesome.
Cookie puss.
Cookie Puss, I will eat your soul. So yeah, Money in the Bank. Got to watch it on the WWE Network. Had a little bit of connection problems. Then we switched over to my laptop and hooked it up to the TV, and
So we
didn't
wonder
have
if that's like
problems.
the Xbox problem.
That's
or
what I'm
PS
thinking. I think
PS4
they
or
might have some
PS3.
issues because whenever I watch it on my laptop, I have no issues at all.
Yeah.
And then
This is
you
just a
watch it
random
on
question. The WWE Network, is it? It's on the PS. It's PS4 because it's on PlayStation
Yes.
Network. But is it also for Xbox One?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they have announced that it is. So yeah, we got to check out Money in the Bank. They kicked things off the kickoff show. No Josh Matthews. They replaced it with Renee Young.
I know for me, like it was weird hearing the voice automatically.
Mhm.
I was like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with her voice. And she's
It's
a
just not
good-looking
what
girl.
you're
It's
used to
not-
hearing.
Yeah.
You're used to having Josh Matthews, and
Ah.
the world misses him. So, but we kicked
I
things
do.
off. Daniel Bryan coming out to address the crowd for being stripped of the title and how his recovery is going. And apparently it's not going as well as he would hoped. He hadn't regained the strength in his arm, and they are talking about possible second surgery to go in and fix that. So
I cannot tell you when he's going to be back.
yeah, so really kind of heartbreaking news. Just really tough stuff because, like, he was having the Cinderella story, and then once he won the title, clock strikes midnight. Here's all this bad stuff happening to you.
Yeah. It happens in the
Mhm.
professional world, but he'll be back on top again.
Yeah, just really bad timing.
Preach that wisdom, old man. Preach that wisdom.
All you have to do is believe.
Yes, because Dana Bryan was interrupted by Bo Dallas. Nice segue. And Bo Dallas coming to try and offer inspiration to Daniel Bryan, saying, don't worry, you can still climb the ladder of life and come back better than ever. And
True.
Daniel Bryan calls him a Bo-ner and tells him, Bo, leave. So
Who was Boner the friend? Like, what show was Boner the friend on?
Growing Pains.
Okay. Thank you.
his name was Boner. So yeah. So tough break for Daniel Bryan. You know, I hope that they don't have to.
Okay,
do a
so who
second
was
surgery.
Roach? Roach was on Cosby Show.
Nah, I have no idea.
I don't know.
What's the thing with like 80s and 90s sitcoms
Have
with like
weird name.
the best friend has like a fucked up name? There's
Yeah,
Boner. I
like-
know there's Roach, right?
How'd they get away with
I'm
that?
googling this
Like,
right now.
How'd they get away with Boner? I just want to know that.
Boner.
Like, no, not WWE, just in
Oh.
Growing Pains.
Oh well, I don't know. Words had different meanings back then. You never know.
A boner's a boner.
You know.
Listen, check and see if there is another definition back in the past. for
Don't
boner.
overuse him.
Okay,
you
I'm
know,
sorry.
You're gonna
sorry.
overwork the poor boy. So so we kick.
He's looking up Roach, so we'll.
Oh, okay.
we'll
Oh,
talk.
it's actually Cockroach, and it was Cosby Show.
Okay.
Oh, speaking
I
of
don't
Cosby
remember
Show,
that.
do you guys know Lisa Bonet is gonna be in that new movie,
What movie?
the motorcycle WWE movie?
Really? No, I did not know that.
Hmm. That'll be.
I always
interesting.
thought
the
she
one
was-
with Roman Reigns in it.
Yeah, whatever the motorcycle one is.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby.
I always
should
thought
be
she was
too.
cute.
That's cool.
Well, wait, that's which
She's
one
the
again?
she's the oldest Cosby daughter, like the cute one.
Okay, yeah. The
All
one
right.
that wears the
She had like the funky style. Yeah.
Funky.
I think so. I think I remember it.
I don't
Or-
remember watching too much of the Cosby Show.
Oh.
It's a staple.
I just
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess whenever I was little, I was watching other things. I don't know.
So back to boners.
So back to Money in the Bank. We kick the actual pay-per-view off with the Usos going up against Eric Rowan
Oh.
and Luke Harper.
Oh, just something I want to say about that whole segment before we get into that.
Okay.
I just want to say, that, it does suck for Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
And also, we found out later on that night, also Wade Barrett, too.
Yes.
I think we found it was on Raw or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm skipping or whatever, that he'll be out in the title. So it's like Daniel
Mhm.
Bryan and Wade Barrett. They both have the titles, and they're both.
Got stripped and
Yeah.
are going to be out for a while. So really
Those are the.
tough breaks.
Yes.
But
They'll come back strong.
yeah, hope so.
What in the fuck happened to her? She looks like shit now. She used to be so cute.
Drugs? I don't know.
Maybe.
Does it look like she got into drugs?
Yeah, like this was her like back in the day when she was cute. But this is like her now.
Yeah. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
God damn, what happened to that poor woman? She was a cutie.
Was. Past
Was.
tense. So, so we kick Money in the Bank off. Usos going up against Rowan and Harper. Normally when there's two Money in the Bank matches, they start with one and they end with one. But this was not the case in this one. I felt like this was a strong opening.
Yeah.
These four guys have great chemistry together.
Like,
They've-
I felt like by, this whole performance by them, the wrestling match and all that stuff, I felt like they were going to win.
They?
Rowan and
Okay.
Harper, sorry.
Yeah. But it was an exciting matchup. They had a lot of good spots. Harper is continuing to impress, just putting on a really good show. Usos end up getting the victory,
Yeah.
but
I know your favorite part is Michael Cole saying Uso crazy.
that can end soon, please. Doug, what did you think about the matchup?
Which one are we talking about? I'm trying to figure out what happened to this poor girl.
We will have an update what happened to her.
Yeah, by the end of the show. Usos and Rowan and Harper.
It was okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really have
What-
anything to say about it. I mean, I'm not just like bullshitting. I mean, I don't know.
One great, one bad. It was
Yeah.
it was good.
I-
It was there.
I know I keep on making this joke or observation, but like every time I see Harper, it's like Jason Lee.
Yeah.
Jason Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but the Usos do end up getting the victory on this one, taking us into the next matchup, the Divas Championship match. Paige going up against Naomi with Cameron at her side. We figured that they were going to have a lot of focus on Cameron, and they didn't really disappoint on that one.
She didn't help. She had
didn't
like
help.
the facial expression. She had her hands on her hip. Like,
She didn't do anything, and she laughed whenever her partner got hurt and,
haha,
and
that
injured.
bitch didn't get the title. I'm getting it. I'm coming for you.
Yeah, so it's just I didn't like it. The match itself was good. For Divas standpoint, it was one of the better WWE non-NXT Divas matches that we've seen in a while. They had a lot of good spots, both showing their athleticism. I enjoyed it. Paige ended up getting the victory. How about you, Tyler?
I'm trying to remember some other things about the match. I mean, I guess my mind is just.
I know Naomi
focusing.
did the dive over the top rope onto the floor, onto Paige. That was a really cool spot that I liked.
And she bounced off her butt and jumped up. No, no, it was good from what I remembered. But there's nothing I can say. Just the only thing that's coming to my mind is they just really played off of the. I think eventually Cameron and Naomi is gonna split up.
Yeah,
so.
It's certainly leading towards that.
Yes.
Doug, any thoughts on the Divas matchup?
No, but I'm getting really close to finding out what happens. Check back with me. I'm gonna have an update.
News at 10. We'll find out. So,
What happened to that Cosby girl?
Yeah. So yeah. Next up, we got an impromptu matchup. Paul Revere, aka Damian Sandow, going up against Adam Rose. And before the matchup, Paul Revere coming out saying the Nitwits are coming. The Nitwits are coming, referring to the Exotic Express. And
I thought he said that he said that then during the match. The elbow is
the elbow is coming. The elbow is coming.
I'm just not really into. I would say I'm more into Damian Sandow than Adam Rose.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
I think someone posted a comment that describes it accurately. The song is over. Adam Rose, the wrestler, is not.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the song. Everyone likes chanting along with it. But
I'm kind of over it, really.
But when he gets in the ring, that's it. I mean, it's just a short.
And the strut or how he walks.
Yeah, the little bounce and all that. But short matchup. Adam Rose makes quick work of Paul Revere, Damian Sandow, whatever, and parties.
Poor Damian Sandow.
Who did he piss off? Why are they making him do this?
We need the skinny.
We need the details on that one. Doug, how's the
Okay, it is alleged drug use. She's also 46, which is older than I thought she was. Which I always thought she was just I don't know, I guess watching it you think I always thought she was just a little bit older than me, but I guess I was actually pretty young when she was a teenager, so maybe that's why I had the crush on her or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But she's alleged drug use.
Damn, that sucks.
And she's also 46, which is not to say you can't be
depending on how long she did drugs.
Right.
That takes a toll on you.
Plus age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bleh.
So, yeah. So, any thoughts on Adam Rose versus Paul Revere?
Nope.
No.
Okay. So, next up, we got to see the Money in the Bank.
Still recovering from seeing Lisa Bonet after all these years.
So next up, the Money in the Bank contract ladder match. Spot fest galore. I mean,
I'm also glad that they didn't replace Barrett.
Yeah, I am as well.
I don't think there's anyone else. Well, I bet they could find someone.
They could have found someone and just tossed them in, and they would have just done a few spots or whatever. But I'm glad that they kept him out. In other ways, I'm kind of glad he wasn't in this matchup. I felt like the tempo was very fast-paced. I felt like
they need someone who stays hyped.
No. So I feel like Barrett could have maybe slowed them down a little bit as far as the tempo, because you've got RVD, you've got Rollins, you've got Ziggler, spot monkeys, just go from spot to spot to spot to spot to spot, and they're jumping and diving and falling. Yeah, I mean, Swagger did his. I mean, did he really play a big role in the match?
No.
Yeah. So I mean,
they had some people who want to stand
I like
up
the
there
shirt.
With the people. Yeah,
with the handprint on it.
Shirt, yeah,
that was pretty cool. But but yeah, I mean the ladder match I felt was really good. Just because I like the spots that they do.
What was the? I was gonna say the Kofi, the one Kofi bounced or someone pushed him off the ladder.
He was falling off the ladder, bounced off the ladder and into the sea of people.
The Kofi of the night.
Yeah, here's your highlight reel. But they had a lot of good bites on there too, making the fans think that this person was going to win.
Kofi was going to win.
Yeah, the fans went pretty nuts for that. They were.
I bet, because I was like, no, bullshit.
No way. But that would lead to him winning the championship and turning heel and starting the run,
or he'd be the third one to lose it.
That too.
I was surprised at how many people actually were into thinking he might win.
Yeah, he's over with the crowd, but
I mean, he's more than a boom boom guy, right?
I guess they were. I guess they were expecting more of a. They were expecting, maybe the unexpected. It'd be like, oh, everyone thinks that Ambrose is going to win. Oh, everyone thinks Rollins is going to win. Wait, Kofi's going up? No way. So, maybe they bid on that, and they're like, oh, finally, Kofi's going to get his push that everyone thinks he deserves, and got cut short on that. But Ziggler was another one. Ambrose was another one that they all got cut short. The only thing I didn't like about the match was the ending where Kane comes out and, takes out Ambrose. I felt like they could have done something else to take Ambrose out of the equation to give Rollins the win.
Or Rollins could have taken him out.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been fine with that. Like, if he had just hit him with a ladder or something.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, I know it plays into, hey, Triple H, I guess the plan B, you're going to win no matter what. If it looks bad, guess what? I got the insurance coming in to...
Yeah, but the thing for me was that, during Raw the week before, Triple H is saying to Rollins, okay, I'm going to put Ambrose in the match, but if, you don't win, it's all on you. And so then he helps him. So he's like, okay, I'm testing you. This is you going out on your own, doing it, but I'm going to give you some help just in case. And I don't like that. It makes, to me, it makes it feel like Triple H isn't confident in Rollins, and it makes Rollins appear a little weak to me. But I don't know. What about you, Doug?
I thought it was a fun match. I'm a little bit over the guy gets taken out only to make the triumphant return, like at the last minute kind of thing. It's becoming a trope.
Yeah, they did it with Flair and Miz in past years.
Yeah. It's becoming I don't know. It's overused at this point.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Okay. What do you think about the end?
I don't have a problem with Kane helping him win.
Okay.
If anything, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. All right, but Rollins ended up getting the victory, so he is your new Mr. Money in the Bank. So be on the lookout for that. Any predictions as to when he might cash in? And if he's successful?
When the time is right.
Yep. I don't know. I think you might do it at the wrong time. When the opportunity does not present itself.
Try again. I don't know.
All right. So next up, we got to see Ryback going up against Stardust and Goldust. One of the matches that was kind of put together at the last minute.
I don't know. It's like I guess I give him more time. I'm still just not into Stardust.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I'm just not into it.
You're just jealous of the gloves.
I mean, those are cool gloves. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I'm still not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. How about you, Doug? Thoughts on Stardust?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not into it either.
I'm more into Stardust than I am Curtis Axel.
What do you think about Curtis's ring attire? Going with it looks like he was going for Mr. Perfect's gear and the axe in the back.
I know I made the joke. I was like, that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it comes out in a shirt that says "Better Than Perfect." So, is that about the same?
I don't know. I mean, he's gonna, I guess, honor his father and grandfather. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
yeah. But the match itself, it was fine. Stardust and Goldust ended up getting the victory. Anything else to really take away from it? Nah. All right. Well, next up, we got to see a rematch between Rusev and Big E. I actually enjoyed this matchup because there were a lot of counters in this one. So, they did similar spots like they did at the last pay-per-view. However, they scouted one another. Big E was looking to do the dive through the middle rope onto the floor, and Rusev countered it with a knee. And then Rusev went to do a move, and Big E countered it. And, it made me I appreciated that because it made me feel, okay, they're actually trying to build this onto something. They're trying to say, okay, I've been scouting you, you've been scouting me. Let's just see who the bigger and better man is.
One thing that comes to mind on this match or whatever, I know it looked like to me it would hurt. And I know that Big E's a big guy, but when he did that camel clutch at the end and he sat down, he like really bent.
Yeah.
To me, that looked like ouch.
Yeah. So another big ouch was whenever Big E did actually get to do the dive, and Rusev just lands just thud. Right onto the mat.
That was it. Yeah, I remember that thud. Yeah.
That was pretty sickening.
Some mics down there. Hear the thud.
I don't think so, but Doug, what did you think about this matchup?
It's actually my favorite matchup of the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I mean, people are gonna say what about the Money in Banks, and that's all well and fine and good. I mean, as far as like big, exciting spots and things like that. But as far as story goes, I think these guys like told a pretty good story. They call back to the spear through the ropes, like you were talking about. They worked the match around that. They even teased it with Rusev getting the knee up. Yeah, I mean, as far as like the story goes, this is really what worked for me. Like, and even Tyler was talking about him putting in the camel clutch. Looks real bad most of the time he does it with guys that are smaller than him, I guess because he doesn't put the torque on it to make it look like it's cinched in. But Big E's so fucking big that it looks like he's got him in tight, you know? I mean, they're just like, they're right size, I guess, for each other. But I mean, he did put the extra bend on it this time, but I mean, like in general, it looks like shit.
Well, I think because Rusev is such a thick guy, like his legs and his arms are just so big that whenever he does it to a smaller person, it looks flimsy. But whenever you get a guy who's equal in size to him and he's doing it,
I mean, he could probably sit down on him, or sit down, but like kind of, I guess, do what he did to Big E. I know Big E's big, and it doesn't take that much, I guess, to do it. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but
I mean, I agree. I'm just saying, but that's why I think it doesn't work as a finish because most of the guys he wrestles are not Big E size.
Yeah, and I did like the spot that once he was in what I think they call it the accolade or something like that. Yeah. Once Big E was in it, you see him try and fight it. He starts, getting to his knee and starts trying to push up, and Rusev just takes a couple steps forward, puts it right back in, and then just cranks it back. And,
but he almost like bent him in half at the waist, really, like the way he put the torque
on it. Was pretty brutal. So,
I mean, but not like normal, like where you're on your knees and you're getting leant back. It's almost like his legs were like beneath him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people who are listening can't see what I'm doing, but they saw the match. They know what I'm talking about.
But really good stuff. I really enjoyed this matchup.
I mean, as far as story goes, I mean, that's probably my match of the night. I know the Money in the Banks were much more exciting with big spots, and I mean, even Rusev took that big stupid bump off the apron.
Ah, that thud.
It's a big boy taking big boy bumps. So,
yeah,
man, I don't know.
And he was coughing up blood after the matchup. I don't know if it was a hit from Big E or if it was from that, but hey, dude, that's a big bump. But yeah, Rusev ends up getting the victory via submission. I feel like this match was pretty underrated in the eyes of a lot of the internet fans.
I agree. I think it would have played out a lot better if people bought that Big E had a chance. I think it's real clear that they're hotter on Rusev at the moment. I think that's why it's harder to suspend your disbelief when you know the other guy doesn't have it, or you don't give the other guy a good chance of winning. You know what I mean?
It's like fans aren't going to get behind Zack Ryder when he goes up against it because it's like, dude, guys got a new chance.
Right.
So, but all in all, very enjoyable matchup. If you just kind of graze through that matchup, go back and rewatch it. I would suggest. So next up, we got to see Layla going up against Summer Rae with Fandango as special referee. Layla gets the win. Anything else to take away from it?
He had a nice ref suit.
Yeah.
It
was sparkly.
Bedazzled.
Yeah, and they did put a lot of focus on this matchup throughout the night, showing tweets.
Which one is he going to go for?
Yeah, like, whatever. I don't care.
I'm sorry, I kept on doing bird jokes.
Bird law.
The reference to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, D.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sweet D.
I keep on
Sweet
making
D and
references
Summer Rae.
to that. Yeah.
So there you go. But nothing really to take away from the matchup. Layla kisses Fandango. The end. So that takes us into the...
You mean Summer Rae? Didn't Summer Rae kiss him?
Did she? Or she was about to, and Layla went on the attack. I think.
Okay, you're right.
Maybe. Yeah. I can't remember. I watched that match, and then I tried to forget it. So That takes us into the WWE World Heavyweight Championship ladder match. This was another matchup that I enjoyed. It wasn't. I didn't think it was as good as the contract match, but it wasn't a bad match by any means.
These guys were less built for the high spots. Though.
Yeah, but they had the ingenuity putting the ladders together, making them teeter and totter and all that. And
as far as like big stupid bumps, like we sort of like glazed over that Seth Rollins when they had the
oh my god,
where like all it took was one bad bounce. If it took the wrong hop, he would have like snapped his fucking neck.
He fell down, then his head hit the
well,
bottom
it
of the
like
ladder.
bounced, and he bounced off of it, and almost like
very lucky that something didn't terribly go wrong.
He's good at making bumps look more dangerous than they actually are, but that was just actually dangerous.
Yeah.
I think he was hoping that it would have just bounced and he would have just been there, but that was not the case. It
I don't think he meant. I don't think he
fell.
meant for it to bounce. I think he was just supposed to take the back bump on and stay in place. But
Yeah.
wow. Yeah. If it took the wrong hop, like that was it.
Got pretty lucky on that one. But this matchup had its fair share of memorable moments as well. Orton getting busted open on the top of the head. Ended up needing 12 staples put in for that. Like I said, the teetering of the ladder, the strength of Cesaro to be able to hang on to the championship belt, dangling in midair while fighting Sheamus with the other arm.
Yeah.
Like, good Lord, how strong are
And
these
one
guys?
thing that Doug thought was going to happen is after Sheamus fell down, like he thought like he was going to do the stomp onto his chest, like fall down.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But that would have been very dangerous, too.
That's his receipt for all those fucking forearms on the roof.
Yeah. I would not be one of the recipient of that. So, but yeah, I mean, not a bad matchup. For those who are complaining about this, it's the safe bet to go. I didn't have any problems with Cena winning the matchup.
I forgot who. Okay, you had Kane, he had Wyatt.
I picked Kane just because of I was
Daniel
hoping
Bryan's
Daniel
situation.
Bryan would be returning soon. But,
It's not just a safe bet; it's like the logical bet. I mean,
Yes.
You put it on Orton, no one's gonna care. You put it on Wyatt, it's gonna be too soon because he's gonna have to drop it to whoever's gonna be at SummerSlam. But you want to, they're obviously building for SummerSlam with, Battleground on the way, and they're just like, okay, we'll get through this pay-per-view and then focus on SummerSlam.
This is the real quick like 30-second version of it. Everyone who people wanted to win, it's too early for them to win it.
Yeah.
Either whether it be Cesaro, Cesaro's ready, but he would just be a transition and would hurt him in the future.
Yeah.
Reigns is not ready yet, guys.
No.
He's not. And Wyatt is more ready than Reigns, but it just doesn't feel like it goes with the gimmick. Like he seems like above wins and losses.
Yeah, he seems like one of those guys who doesn't need the championship. You know, like he similar to the Undertaker. I know a lot of people compare the two because of the freaky factor, but they are very similar because their character doesn't need the title.
Right.
Whereas John Cena, he's the guy who craves the title. That's his reason for being, is to be champion.
And just to glaze over the rest, and nobody wanted to see Orton, Del Rio, or Sheamus with it. No, everyone would have been like, blah. Yeah, well, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
But everyone would have said blah if any of those four guys. The people that everyone wanted to win, it's not their time yet. It's just not.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have given it to them, but it would be detrimental, almost to their future. I think.
Yeah, and then the fans would have been pissed off because, dude, my guy lost. He didn't even have a good run. It's like, well,
no one's gonna have a good run in this spot. This is a placeholder champion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to sell tickets, sell buys to get ready for Cena versus Lesnar. For SummerSlam.
Says, is that gonna really?
I mean, the promotional poster was released, or it was leaked. Sorry.
Fuck yeah, I want to see Cena versus Lesnar. They had the
haven't
best.
done that in a while.
They had the best match in all of 2012 in any wrestling promotion, as far as I'm concerned.
Shit,
Yeah.
I will happily.
Yeah.
I will happily.
Extreme Rules 2012.
I will
Good
happily
Lord.
see that rematch.
And it makes sense because you have the guy who conquered the streak at WrestleMania come back and say, you know what? I beat The Undertaker at Mania, but there's one thing I didn't do. I didn't kick your ass. Cena, you beat me at Extreme Rules. I'm kicking your ass. I'm taking your title. SummerSlam, let's make it happen.
I don't even give a fuck if the story was there or not. Like, if they can deliver,
that's,
if they can deliver on par with their Extreme Rules match from 2012. I don't give a fuck how they get there. I don't care how they get there.
Time flies.
I'm
man.
like, it's about to be 2015, and it's like that was 2012.
Already halfway through this year. So, but yeah, I mean, it's logical. It makes sense. It sells money or sells tickets to earn money.
There was something I was saying during this match, after he got the title, I was like, that's cool, man. And they said how many times he's been champion. It's 15.
Yeah.
And I threw this out there. I was like, I wonder if they're going to let him surpass Ric Flair.
I'm going to say yes. I will say that they will because, in an interview that Cena did not too long ago, they asked him, hey, your career's, you've had a long career. Where is it coming to an end? And he's like, oh, I've still got years to go. So yeah, if he's gonna,
it's also good for business too. To be honest with you,
as
Cena
long
is
as,
the best bet on a lot of things. If they're not figuring out, the next
what do
guys
we need
or whatever,
to do? How do we need
it's
to
the
work
best bet
this?
to put on Cena, and Cena will help with the new generation coming up and all that stuff. So
he's their cash cow.
So they have to go past 16.
Yeah, especially if you're gonna be dropping in SummerSlam, it's just it makes the most sense. So yeah, I would say that he's going to surpass 16. How about you, Doug?
I wouldn't be surprised if he did, and I really don't give a fuck if he does or not. To be honest, I just want like good stories and good matches.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. Like I'm far past the point in my fandom where it's like important to me that my favorite guy has the most title. Like I don't give a fuck about that shit anymore. That's all like artificial constructs. That's not what matters. It's like you want good matches and good stories.
I watched the Undertaker's streak get broken live. Numbers have no meaning to me anymore. Let it be broken. I don't care anymore.
That's not even the same thing as like number of title reigns. That's like this has happened once, like kind of a thing.
So yeah, I can see them giving Cena the title up to 17 times. And despite what you think, he's earned it. He's the guy. He's been the guy for a decade. Let's call it what it is. He's been the man for a decade. Well, almost a decade. He's been in the business for 12 years. He really got his push at WrestleMania 21. So over 9 years. Almost 10. So yeah. He'll be the guy. So that pretty much closes out Money in the Bank. All in all, I found it to be very enjoyable. I liked it. I didn't have any issues with it. They had their couple of throwaway matches, but they had some really solid matches in there as well. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was real solid.
Yeah. How about you, Tyler?
Yeah, I can't talk. I enjoyed it. So.
Yeah. There were a lot of people bashing on it just because of the end. Grow up.
Cena won. Guess what? This pay-per-view
This is the worst pay-per-view ever of all time. Shut up. So that's how we close that out. But now it's time to dive on into Raw. This Raw was very enjoyable as well. I think it was probably even, well, I don't know. I would say better than Money in the Bank, but I can't go that far. They haven't put on this good of a Raw since the Raw after WrestleMania. How about that? We kick things off with the Authority coming out, going over what happened the night before, introducing John Cena, saying, "Come on out, you're the champion. We're so happy for you. 15 titles. It's the year 2015 for WWE 2K games." Yeah, keep making fun of my hand movements.
Whatever. No, I wasn't mocking you. I was just like, I was shadowing you.
Oh,
there was
shadow miming.
Yeah, I was like trying to like do it in sync with you.
Yeah,
I'm not. There was no mocking.
Okay, but the Authority come out, and tell him that that John Cena is going to be on the cover of WWE 2K15, and Cena's like, "Why are you guys being so nice to me? This isn't like you guys."
Do you know us? We'll backstab you, motherfucker.
Yeah, one thing that
I said that.
One thing I really enjoyed about this segment was Stephanie McMahon. Just the way that she was acting, whenever they played Cena's music and she's like dancing to it. She's like, "My time is up. My time is now." And, I don't know why, but they made a GIF of that online and I watched it and it was hilarious. So
you watched it over and over and over.
Yeah, just her dancing. Like I posted it on our Twitter page and I firmly believe that she would be hilarious at karaoke, and she would probably have a margarita in her hand when she's singing. So that's just the vibe I get.
Oh, okay.
Like she's one of those like, hey, let's go do karaoke.
Maybe.
But yeah, so they're basically trying to coax Cena to, follow them and do what they ask, and basically saying, well, we can do it the easy way, which would be for you to do what we want, or we can do things the hard way. And Cena's like, well, I've never been one to do things the easy way, so I'll take the hard way. And so that prompts Triple H and Stephanie to announce a fatal 4-way going to be taking place at the next pay-per-view Battleground 3 weeks from now already.
I was alarmed when I heard this because I thought they were gonna like transition to Cena Roman Reigns, and I was like, I don't know if that's where you want to go with this right now.
For what? As far as?
Well, just when they announced the tag match, it felt like they were gonna use the tag match to set up some sort of miscommunication so they could like transfer, like they could start moving towards Cena versus Reigns, which I thought was weird. And I was like, I don't know if that's the match that you want.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good matchup for Reigns.
But one thing that I don't get as far as the fatal 4-way.
Did you get that? Not to cut you off, but like, did you get that impression at all? Or are you just like they needed another babyface to throw in there?
Probably just another babyface. I originally thought it was going to be like a 2 or 3 on 1 kind of situation. Like it was going to be Kane and Orton and Rollins versus Cena. But then they said, oh, it's going to be a tag match. I'm like, oh, all right, whatever. They're helping him out.
Finish your thought, though.
Yeah. But as far as the fatal 4-way, I mean, just 2 weeks ago, weren't they saying, don't put Reigns in the championship match? He doesn't deserve it. Don't put him in there. And now Triple H is willingly putting Roman Reigns in the championship match.
Well, see, that's what I thought. Like, I mean, that is weird, yes. But I also, like, led to my suspicion about, like, him and Cena butting heads. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's a bad matchup. Like, for both guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I sort of feel like Cena's in a position like that. Like Roman and Cena would be like a fine. Like, Cena's an older, not an older dude, but he's a more experienced guy who can help a guy like Roman learn some things. But I don't think I want. Like, I don't want to see those growing pains at the top of the card in the main event scene. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it feels like Rollins is a better matchup for it. Like, if they're doing this pair of vet with a young guy, like they seem to be doing with, like, Jericho and, like, Wyatt and stuff like that. If they're going to pair a vet with a young guy that they're high on, like, it feels like that's not the matchup to go with Rollins and Cena.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. Their styles don't complement each other, and I don't want to see Roman Reigns growing pains in the main event. You know what I mean?
Right. So, who knows? But Cena does opt to do things the hard way, and that prompts the main event for the night and the main event for Battleground.
Sorry, I just want to say that what I said earlier, that Cena's he's on the cover of WWE 2K15, which I can't wait to. I want to get one of the next gen consoles and play it on the next gen.
You go on Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation. I mean, I want both, but I think first I would get PlayStation 4. That's just,
yeah.
And which is weird because all my wrestling games are on the Xbox.
I thought you had some for the PlayStation 2 or something like that.
Well, okay. I've never had I never had a original Xbox. I had the PS2. Okay. That's all my games for PS2. They were on that. Then I got a PS3 and Xbox 360. But then all
starting with 360 is when you could put your own music on. So that's why like if they're pretty comparable, you could put your own entrance music for guys, which was never satisfying because it was never loud enough. The crowd was always overpowering.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
So I just stuck with Xbox. Uh-oh, what was that?
I caught that. I dropped and caught it without spilling it.
Well, oh wait, no, you got one drop on here.
Oh, I meant on the carpet.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're good. But that prompts the first matchup: Seth Rollins going up against RVD. This I thought was a pretty solid matchup, and like Doug mentioned, they're putting the old with the young to kind of bring them up, which I think is good, and I like the spot that RVD is in. He's sort of doing the Jericho-esque kind of stuff, and he's still a lovable guy for the crowd. And that's really only
That's really the only beneficial role for a guy like him, right? Like at this point in his career, like
Yeah, and he did some good spots with the Money in the Bank match as well. So, but Seth Rollins ends up defeating RVD. Any thoughts on the matchup?
I thought this was pretty good and I liked it, but I was disappointed that all the limb work didn't play into the finish. It feels like if your story is based around limb work, like it should at least like affect the finish.
Right.
I'm not saying it has to be the finish, but it seems like
because RVD was working on the back, right?
Well, Rollins worked his leg the whole fucking match.
Yeah,
and he won with the curb stomp, which is fine, but the limb work didn't even play into the curb stomp at all.
Yeah,
it was like really
I'm using it to slow you down.
Yeah, it just really didn't come off like that. I mean, the match was good, but I don't know. Like, I want to see that paid off. Like, if 90% of your story is I'm working your leg, then have that somehow affect your finish.
Right.
Whether it be like he tripped out of something and then he hit the curb stomp or what, but just
his leg gave out. Oh, that prompts him to drop to a knee and then the curb stomp.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, he needs new ways, like, to set up for the curb stomp anyway, because the buckle bomb every time is not going to cut it.
Right.
But
it only worked for so long. But yeah, so Seth Rollins ends up getting the victory, and that prompts Dean Ambrose to appear on the Titantron, saying, this isn't over. I'm going to stop you any chance that I get. And
Daniel and Tyler both doing Axl Rose sways right now.
Hey, don't be a lemon. But Ambrose basically saying, this isn't over. I'm gonna stop you where I can. So, oh sweet child of mine. So,
you think that's where he gets it from? You think he's like, I'm doing my? You think that he thinks he's doing Axl Rose when he's doing that?
Someone should interview him and ask him that.
But yeah, who knows? But next up, we got to see Rusev.
For our really, really, really young listeners out there, Axl Rose was in a big on Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses, check it out.
So, yeah. So Rusev and Lana come out.
We're getting Hey, look, Tyler just had. We're getting fucking old. People may not be getting our old man references.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn.
Maybe like a 14-year-old kid listening right now is like, who the fuck is Axl Rose?
We'll look this shit up.
Before all the plastic surgery. No. So Rusev and Lana come out, cut a promo on America, asking for their next challenger. No one can stop Rusev. Who dares step up to us? And that creates the drums.
I was like, what? Did you predict this?
Did I?
Yeah, did you see this coming?
No. I was.
I hate to break the kayfabe and kill the illusion, but me and Seth Rickson had a chat about how this was inevitably going to happen.
Yeah. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no. He called it, and I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And then y'all proceeded to talk about Khali
for
then 3 hours on end.
Then we circle jerked about Khali.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, Swagger answering the call. Zeb Coulter coming out saying, shut the hell up, Lana. Stop talking bad about our country.
We just want to look at your legs.
Yeah. Let me tell you something about the freedom of speech. You can say what you want whenever you want. That means I can say whatever I want.
It's like, I can't come over to Russia, or I can't go over there and say what I want or whatever. So what do you think you can come over here and say what you want?
Yeah. So Coulter coming out, asking the fans to please rise, which everyone rose.
Everyone did this time.
That was really cool. Place their hands over their heart, and in a loud and clear voice, say along, "We the people."
It was weird. I felt like a lot of people were going to leave that when Cesaro got away from it, but
it's catchy.
Some people still stayed around for it. I think a lot of people did, but this seemed like the whole fucking arena.
Just about everyone in the arena shouted it out, and it was booming. And I don't normally get chills too often while I'm watching wrestling, and that was one of those moments where I'm like, "Oh, that was awesome." So,
are you gonna buy that shirt?
No. Nah.
Doug?
What?
The Jack Swagger shirt, the hand
with the hand on the heart.
No, I can't get down with that.
So,
we the people.
But yeah, so Jack Swagger.
I mean, I can, but I can't. Like, I don't. These things are difficult for me. Like, they twist me. You know.
Don't tread on me, bro.
Yeah. So Swagger answering the call, staring down Rusev. Lana trying to keep Rusev back, but Rusev decides to attack, and Swagger hits him with a couple hip tosses, and Rusev goes out of the ring, and it looks like a face turn for Swagger. And
or it may just be, hey, guess what? I mean,
yeah, we're just
gonna go against you, and then after this feud, we're
just answering the call.
How's it a face turn then?
Just it's one of the oldest tricks in wrestling. Have someone be against the country and have someone come and stand up for the country.
Well, I know, like I actually know how they're saying it's a
Wrestling
face turn,
101,
but it's not in actuality a face turn. Like I don't want to take away from it was effective, so I don't want to take that away from them.
Don't you take this away from me?
I'm not. It was effective.
It was a great moment,
but I didn't like it. I mean, I didn't like it. Like I can't now cheer for Jack Swagger just because he's gonna face Rusev. I mean, like I can't. Like he didn't.
Let's go Swagger.
I don't really cheer for him. Like I get behind at times. I'm like, I'll say the We the People because I like doing it. But it kind of put that sounds weird. Kind of put a smile on my face a little bit for just to see this segment.
Yeah.
Well, sure. I mean, it's fun to say, oh, look, that was effective, and like, oh, it's cool that they're. I'm speaking strictly from a character standpoint, like a kayfabe character standpoint. Like, I actually think Swagger is like underutilized, so it's good to see him get some focus or get some play. But like from a strictly character standpoint, I don't like this, and I can't like in turn say like I'm gonna cheer for this guy. Like I mean, like he didn't repent or grow or change as a person. He just like he's still the same guy who was like, hey, fuck all these Latino guys. He's still the same
Get
guy
out of our country.
He's still the same guy who was like, fuck this flamboyant, feminine rock star guy from the UK. He's still homophobic and racist.
Yeah.
He just he was like, oh, this big Caucasian, masculine Caucasian dude says our way is right, so we'll let him be on the team. But this other guy says not. So basically, he is the Rusev of America. They're mirror images. They're both like,
Yeah, I see that.
There's neither one of these guys are good guys. They're just two bad guys in a dick swinging contest.
What's with all these swinging dicks?
They're neither one of the I think Rusev has a lot of promise and potential, and I think Swagger's underutilized. So from I can appreciate that they're trying to do this with these guys, and I will admit that there's no good way to get Swagger into a legit babyface role, but that's not my problem as a fan. Like that's
Right.
your problem as
It's Coulter's job to tell the story because Swagger's not the best on the mic.
Yeah, well, it's the WWE's job in general. It's not my job to jump through logic hoops to get you where you need to be. So like I can't cheer. This man is not like, and I'm sure like my personal politics play into this, but I'm a fan like anybody else, so it counts. Like, but when I look at this, I'm not like, hey, Swagger's the good guy, or hey, Rusev's the good guy. I'm like, oh, hey, these two guys are dickheads. Fuck both of them. Like I don't like either one of these guys. I can't cheer for any of them. I mean, like I know that effectively, as far as they're concerned, they turn Swagger babyface.
Right.
But in my mind, he's not a babyface, and he's not someone I could cheer for because he's still the
He's
same.
just a representative of the country that Raw happened to take place in.
Yeah, he was just the guy who said Rusev was doing the same, not the exact same thing, but they were in a patriotic dick swinging contest with each other. They were like,
I like that.
yeah, it was USA's cock versus Russia's cock, and they were both
swinging it like Rusev and Big E for that pay-per-view.
with those flags, unnatural, like they never touched a flag in their life. But yeah, like he's not a good guy, neither is Rusev. Fuck both of those guys. I mean, strictly from a character standpoint, I can appreciate the guys as wrestlers, but you know what I mean, right?
Dick swinging contest.
I mean, you understand my separation of like as a character, I can't, but I can appreciate that they're trying something with the guy.
Yeah.
And I can even acknowledge that there was no good way to get him from racist homophobe to
All-American patriot.
Right. There was no good way to get there, but that's not my fault. That's not my fault. It's your fault. That's the story you told. You jump through the logic hoops to get there. It's not on me.
It'll happen, but the crowd was solidly behind
We'll
it.
see what happens.
Why don't you get out of our country, Lana, if that's your real name? This is America. So,
Those legs, though.
Those legs, that's right. So next up, we got to see the Wyatt family going up against the Usos and Sheamus. I felt like this was a good match. You know,
so crazy.
Another good match. No, stop it. Don't
Sorry, I
encourage
like saying that
it. Don't
because
encourage
you
it.
don't like it.
No. So, what did you think about the matchup?
I didn't see this part.
Didn't see it. All right, Doug, how about you?
What are we talking about?
Wyatt's versus Uso and Sheamus.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have anything to make about it.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like I blew my wad on the Swagger thing.
Now you're in recover mode. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Give me a
Dick swinging
minute.
contest.
I'll come back. Do you need to look up another celebrity or something? Like, who else did you have a crush on back then?
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I can't. I remember just watching the Cosby Show as a kid, like a lot, but I don't remember like, okay, also at this time this was also on and stuff like that.
Wild and Crazy Kids. You remember that show?
I do, but I don't remember any of the kids on it. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember the show. Like, I
Yeah.
can see the logo and
What
stuff.
Wild and Crazy Kids?
Yeah.
Come on, kids who are listening right now. Learn your history, TV and stuff.
Salute my
So-
shorts.
Salute your shorts. Yes. Hey, dude, they had a reunion not too long ago.
Oh my gosh. Hey,
So-
dude.
So the Wyatt family end up getting the victory on that one. We're just going through history. So talking about the life of Tyler Hebert as he grows 1 day older, 1 year older on the same day. So,
Okay.
all right.
I have a kid that I work with. Try to say I'm old, okay? I'm 26 and he's 18. I was looking at him like, what the
You
fuck?
should have throat punched him. Just
It's like, if you think 26 is old, you're fucking ignorant.
yeah.
I would eat some newborn babies to be 26 again.
That is awful.
I'm kidding. I'm not gonna eat any babies.
New diet?
At least not newborn, right? At least let the parents nurse them for a while.
I'm not gonna.
Let them get big.
I
and
will suck
fat
the
and-
soul out of some babies.
Damn. Soul sucking.
Shang Tsung style.
God, this show just took a dark turn. So,
Babality.
Babality, there it is.
so right after that, Bo Dallas asked for a minute of silence for Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett, who can't compete. So,
That was more than a minute. I counted.
did you? You got your time?
I'm
Stopwatch?
just. I don't know. I'm
Okay.
just
I'm really
making a
enjoying
stupid comment.
him. That sounds weird.
All you have to do is believe.
But they showed the package of like from the pay-per-view of
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan calling him a boner.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Fine. Boner.
It was a recap.
Did
It
you
was-
just want to say boner
I
again?
was supposed to say boner.
It's your birthday. You can say it. Say it as much as
Yeah,
you want.
get it out of your
Tyler.
system. Say it.
This is your birthday.
Boner, boner, boner.
Like I sign off and like, and this is boner. And I don't know, just
Hey, if you want to.
no. That's a weird nickname. I can't believe that guy in Growing Pains is
Tyler.
named Boner.
Would you rather have? Okay. Would you rather be called boner or cockroach as a nickname if you had to have one of the two?
Don't fucking know.
Boner, just to get the ladies asking why.
Yeah, I go Boner.
Yeah. All right. How about you?
I would want to name be.
Would you be
Cockroach.
boner or cockroach?
I don't know. I think I'd get cockroach.
Because I think that would scare away the ladies.
Right.
Whereas boner might be a little enticing to them.
Yeah, but
And be like, hey, want to find out why I'm called boner?
boner could be like gets boner at weird times guy or like
him boner. He's just popping boners all over the place. I don't even know. We're in the shower and he's like standing behind me. And I'm like, oh, is that a boner? And he's like, yeah. I'm like,
I think
"Dude, it's boner."
cockroach could kind of be like that. Don't fuck with that guy. His name is Cockroach. You know what I mean? Like,
Why do they call him cockroach?
Because you can't kill him.
I can envision a scenario where you could get made more fun of for being called boner than cockroach. I think cockroach is a solid pick. I'm sticking with cockroach. Hey, weigh in on the Facebook page. Let us know if you had to pick between
Boner or cockroach?
and don't fucking weigh in just to say you wouldn't do either. No one gives a fuck
Yeah,
if you're
you
not.
have to weigh in.
If you're not gonna
say-
pick one,
yeah,
then don't fucking bother.
Yeah, pick
What if they
one.
went with the cockroach boner?
No,
No.
dude, you gotta pick one or the
You
other.
have to pick one or the other.
Yes.
So comment in the comment section wherever you may be listening. Cockroach or boner? God,
And,
what is
and
wrong with
I'd
us?
like to know why too. If you're gonna go through the trouble, tell us why you would prefer one or the other.
great episode.
We're engaging the listeners,
No, yeah,
motherfuckers.
yeah.
We're engaging them.
I know, just like last week when it was cocks and mustaches.
Yeah.
Well,
Here
it's
we
sort of
go.
like cock. I mean, it was
Cockroach
boners.
and boner. Yeah.
Yeah, just let us know.
Just let us know.
Back to
whatever.
Raw.
So back to Raw. We have the Funkadactyls going up against Nikki Bella in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Cameron starts it off. She can't get any offense. Nikki's just dominating. So Naomi tags herself in, and ends up cleaning house, defeats Nikki Bella in
But
like
you think
a
it's
minute.
weird though? It's like, okay, Cameron was doing, have the pouty face and all that stuff, and was happy when Naomi lost, but she was comforting her after the match.
Yes.
But now it's just like
She's being fake and phony.
But now it's like I guess she can't contain it, and like it's
But she can still rub booties as they're going up, staying and doing their entrance.
That's something that they should always do. But
yeah.
Yeah.
You like when their booties touch? You're like, ooh, yeah.
And then they got like in each other's faces, and they're like, they're chest to chest.
It looked like their lips touched a couple times.
No, their boobs touched.
Boobs were touching, that's for sure.
Boobs to boobs.
Boobs to boobs, lips
Boner.
to lips. Yeah, boner. Cockroach. So,
Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, the match ended very short, very quickly. Funkadactyls end up getting the victory, but Cameron and Naomi button heads, hitting each other.
That's what you did there.
Yeah, but I don't know. They clash. How about that? They were clashing
I guess
with one
they're
another.
gonna take it the next step where I don't know if they're gonna like, they're gonna have a match or like they'll have some promo or something.
Yeah. All right, let's air this out. So, I don't know. Doug, what do you think?
Showing up in the morning.
Yeah?
Yep.
Where the fuck that come from? I know it's from Community, but where'd you?
I don't know.
Which has been renewed.
Yahoo.
Yahoo.
Yes.
So what do you think about the Funkadactyl storyline?
What do you think
that's
about the
going
renewing of Community? Sorry.
I'm obsessed with Dan Harmon, so I'm all for it.
on? Cameron Naomi. Funkadactyls clashing.
Oh, I think it's a real bummer because they seemed like the only people who were really friends. Like when they paired up girls in the past, it seemed like they were just like,
Here, you and you.
yeah, or even like with the AJ Tamina thing, it was just like a business relationship. Like Funkadactyls seemed like friends, and the fact that they seemed like genuine friends on. I mean, just because they in character broke up doesn't mean they're not genuine friends. I'm just saying it further sold it for me seeing them on Total Divas as genuine friends,
And
and
then
it's sort of a bummer to see them
yeah,
like
and
part
Naomi
ways.
would tell Cameron if she's acting stupid. She'll tell her
Yeah,
straight up.
Naomi's like seems like a good chick, and she was always like the cool, level-headed, normal person on Total Divas. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It seemed like they were legit friends, and it carried over to the show, and I'm bummed to see them break it.
So what side would you be on if they are to split? Would you
Naomi.
Naomi?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah?
Yes.
There
I mean,
are-
like Cameron's got all the good catchphrases, but Naomi's like the good level-headed one.
But if you side with Naomi, then you're saying goodbye to Vinny.
Oh God! Quit playing games with my heart, Daniel.
With your heart.
Damn.
You should have known from the start.
God. This is a good episode.
So with that being in mind, where are you gonna go?
Tyler.
Level-headed or Vinny?
Oh my gosh.
Bomb.com?
Gotta go with Vinny.
Girl bye?
Vinny. Fuck.
Your team Vinny?
Tim Vinny.
Yeah.
So
Vinny's
therefore,
thicker.
Cameron?
Vinny's thicker than water, so we gotta go Vinny.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna do a spin-off show. So
Yeah, he'll get it.
we
done.
wish.
So okay, so back to Raw. After that, we get a injury report on Wade Barrett. He's going to be out for quote months because of a shoulder injury that's going to require surgery. So really bad timing for him. He's finally getting his grounds and elevating himself, getting over with the crowd.
It's like Daniel Bryan.
Just like Daniel Bryan, and now he's out. His championship has been stripped, and I think they said they're going to do a battle royal to determine the next. Okay.
At the pay-per-view.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so battle royal to determine the next Intercontinental Champion.
Cesaro's in, and who else was been named?
There was someone else.
Yeah, one other person for sure.
I don't know. I don't recall.
I don't either.
Ambrose. We'll find out. But yeah. So tough break for Barrett.
Thinking about that. Hang on.
Yeah. But next up, we got to see Kofi Kingston going up against Cesaro. And we didn't get to see all of this matchup. We especially didn't get to see the end, at least unless you have the WWE app and decide to remember to watch the app during Raw. We'll come back from commercial, and the match is over. Kofi Kingston ends up getting the victory with a roll-up, and Cesaro was none too happy. He went on this rampage. But before they went to commercial, I would like to add the thing where, or there was one little thing that he did where he got Kofi ready to do the Cesaro swing, playing to the crowd, come on, and then he throws the legs down. It's like, screw y'all. So going full-blown heel on this one, not even playing to the crowd anymore. Paul Heyman seemed to enjoy that. But after the matchup, Cesaro went on the attack, went completely berserk, threw him all over the place, was dragging him back to the ring, and just laid waste to Kofi Kingston. So what do you think about the matchup in the aftermath?
I think it's hard to call the match, but
yeah.
As far as, I mean, knee-jerk reaction, I was real bummed. I was like, I really don't want Cesaro to get sucked into a feud with Kofi. It feels like a death knell for him. I mean, honestly, not really, but I mean, it feels like you know, a negative step for Cesaro to get stuck in a feud with Kofi.
Yeah.
I mean, personal feelings for Kofi aside, it just seems the guy has no momentum, and it seems like there's no winner in that feud, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I mean, if anyone's gonna get good matches out of him, it's gonna be Cesaro. Cesaro can have good matches with anybody, and hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, he doesn't get drugged down by this feud.
Mm-hmm. But what I really liked about it was that it showed a new side of Cesaro, so to speak. He was very aggressive after the matchup, and so
He's been aggressive.
He's been pretty aggressive.
well, this was, for me, it felt like.
I mean,
okay,
it's cool to see him throwing him around a lot. But
Yeah. Like
always cool.
for me, it was we're dropping the fun in games. We're not doing the Cesaro swing. Not playing to the crowd anymore. I'm just going to go out and just beat the ever-loving hell out of you. And that's...
feels like that's always his MO, though. He doesn't seem like a jokester. I don't know. There was a few times when he was Royal Americans that he seemed like the...
comical. He can do it.
He can do it, but he seemed to have dropped that since then.
Yeah, but this looked like he took it to a new type of aggression, at least for me. And I think that's something that he needs to do more often in the coming weeks if he's going to start to step up to that main event title picture to, have him be a posable threat. Because they elevate people and it's not believable. It's like, okay, he just happened to be the right place, right time. If you're going to build up Cesaro, have him be like, he is mowing down the mid-card. And so when he gets to that next level, like, holy crap, something's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm just really afraid this is a dead end for him. He's so talented that I don't think he could really be held down, but it's just like, I'm just fearful of it.
I don't see it going too far. I would say maybe they have one more match and that'd be it. And Cesaro just gets the dominant victory or wins. Kofi wins by disqualification because, Cesaro just won't let up and just beating the hell out of him.
I could see him doing a pay-per-view match. I mean, I think that's
if anything,
where they're going. Yeah.
That's where it'll end. It's not gonna last too long, and Battleground's only 3 weeks away. So
yeah, I sure hope not. I mean, I don't know. This Raw felt to me like. Well, I'll talk about that when we get there. I guess what's next? Is there something after that? Is Miz next? Okay, this is a good time.
No, not next. But next up, we get.
How can I fucking forget?
Oh my god!
I wish I could forget. So next up, Vince McMahon's music.
I'm not gonna lie, I popped. I was like, "Fucking Colin!"
So Vince McMahon's music.
I like Damien or Vince.
He had a decent Vince.
Now.
Yeah,
he did have a nice Vince.
He had a decent Vince. Yeah.
You're fired. So, not too bad.
And Collie came out. I was like, yeah. Well,
Stephanie was pretty pissed off, and so she sent out Collie. So Collie's doing Stephanie's dirty work now.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Oh wait, Collie, because they said the guy who might be the Collie's the other guy in the IC Battle Royal.
God.
Really?
Yeah, because he was saying something about or I want to say Collie's the other guy. It was Cesaro and Collie they put in the IC.
You say Collie was saying something about the title? Is that what you said?
Don't be stupid.
He cut a promo.
Don't be foolish. Come on.
I believe that they mentioned because he was saying something about how he wanted to be in the Battle Royal, and they're like, I think she was like, oh, well, you're gonna have to go through a possible contender for the belt or whatever, and then Collie came out, Punjabi Playboy style. I like that he just went with a chop to the head too, like that.
One hit KO.
Loved it.
KO.
I popped.
Me too. And I know Seth Rickson did.
I popped for Collie like people pop for Jericho.
Wow. So yes. So Collie ends up defeating Vince McMahon. Very short matchup. Next up, we got to see the return of a former WWE champion and multimedia crossover star, and it was The Miz. No one
I really
cared.
thought it was gonna be Jericho at first. I know he was a surprise, but I thought that was him.
Yeah. No one cared that it was The Miz.
He really should have. I guess he couldn't because he was on the set of a movie. But I really felt like it was a disservice to him to not come back with like drastically changing his look.
Yeah.
I thought he needed like a total new look because, I mean, I guess that's sort of hard to play off of. But I feel like he's been so so difficult to buy with what he's been doing that I felt like you would be more inviting to buy into him if he came back looking different, like grew his hair out long, or like got new, like, you know, stop dressing so fucking preppy, or I mean just like come back looking different so that it's enough offsetting for you that you would be like willing to buy into a new side to him. But he just came back
so much.
He just came back in the same old fucking like tired ass shit that he's been doing.
New theme. He needs a new theme.
Yeah. So no one really cared, and then you know, lights go out, pyro goes off, Jericho's music hits, and he's got his sparkly jacket, his light up jacket, coming back and delivers. Well, you know, there was a few words exchanged between Miz and Jericho.
I know that you posted on Facebook, Doug, about like it's a better role for him than on a shitty podcast. I've never listened to his podcast, so
yeah, I really don't like it.
I listened to.
I realize I don't have any room to speak. But look, here's the difference between my shitty podcast and Chris Jericho's shitty podcast. Chris Jericho makes money at his shitty podcast. Chris Jericho is a famous person who has a shitty podcast.
He has a lot more famous stars on it.
Chris Jericho has connections. Chris Jericho makes money. He's famous. He's allegedly like talented. I didn't mean that. He's a talented wrestler. I just don't care about the rest of the shit that he does. But so he has way less of a right to have a shitty podcast than I do. So that's that's my stance on it.
I listened to the start of one of them.
It's bad.
It's like
he's lame. It was
the one with Paul Heyman and Edge on there, and he starts off and he's like dun, 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 like he's like doing his own theme music or something. I'm like, oh my god! So I skipped ahead. And
plus, Podcast One, like their whole Podcast One network is so incestuous. All those guys do each other's shows. It's like listening to the same fucking show every time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Austin can get away with it because he was the first, and I find Austin still entertaining because he's just so fucking weird that like that's him like living his day-to-day life, you know. I don't know.
I got the Spanish fly on here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
You son of a bitch.
I don't dislike Jericho. I like him as a wrestler. I just, you know, his podcast sucks and his band sucks. Get off my dick about my shitty podcast because I just laid out for you why he has no right to have a shitty one, and I have all the right in the world to have a shitty one.
There you go.
All up on his dick, man. Come on.
All up on his dick. All up on his dick. No. Okay. So Jericho, says, "Oh man, it's been a long time since I got to say this. Welcome to Raw is," and then the Wyatt family. Yeah, the Wyatt family appears.
Did you ever watch?
Lays the beat down on him.
Where did I see that? Oh yeah, WWE.com when they showed like certain stars having feuds or whatever.
Mm.
I didn't know there was Bray Wyatt versus Jericho feud. That was NXT.
Yeah, I didn't know about it, but I heard about it earlier today. That they had a feud over on NXT. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. So, it's good that he wants to work with Wyatt and, be a big
I wonder how this storyline's going to play off. I mean, they're going to probably, like, say something that doesn't make sense or, like, just to be cryptic or something like that. And, like, okay, we'll go with it. I don't know.
Save us. How can you save us when you can't save yourself? So,
all the buzzards.
All the buzzards. Yep. So yeah, Jericho gets beat down by the Wyatt family.
So then that leads to the question: what the fuck they gonna do with the Miz?
I like how his re-debut is at the expense of like
it's
them
like,
setting up Jericho.
We're gonna have you
Wyatt.
come back. You're gonna get a code breaker, and that's gonna be it.
You're coming back, Immediately, no one gives a fuck because Jericho's coming right out the feud with the Wyatts. I mean, I'm intrigued by Jericho and Wyatts, but I'm cautiously intrigued. Like, I'm not ready. I'm not like creaming my panties like everybody else on the internet. I'm like, this is a surefire awesome thing.
Like everyone creamed their panties for Punk
people
and
were saying
Jericho.
this is awesome, and they weren't doing anything but fucking looking at each other in the ring. Like, why don't you let something happen before you declare it
Was
fucking
it like
awesome?
the same thing like Punk and Jericho?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to me, Punk and Jericho is like super disappointing. I thought they had a lot better in them.
They had places to go, and yet they didn't go anywhere.
What's the other program that he worked since he's been back? Was it Ziggler that he did?
Yeah, Ziggler. That was the one he left on or whatever. It was
See, Ziggler and Punk were like wholly disappointing for me. I mean, not Ziggler Punk, but
Ziggler
Jericho
and
Punk and Jericho Ziggler were disappointing.
But speaking of Ziggler and disappointments, got to see Ziggler versus Fandango, who also feuded with Jericho, that whole WrestleMania matchup. Right. So Ziggler versus Fandango, and Summer Rae comes out right in the middle of the matchup, kisses Ziggler, and then Ziggler kisses Summer Rae.
He's been brought into the feud between
now
it was like
love
Summer Rae and
love rectangle
Fandango and Layla. Yeah.
Dude, they were fucking getting down. Like Ziggler.
Okay.
I heard that Ziggler's a freak.
Dude, Ziggler was like, they were fucking going at it. They were going at it so, they were like tonguing each other so deep the fucking camera cut away. They're like, we can't even show that. I'm serious. They panned off of them because they were fucking going at it.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they practice backstage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get this down.
They're getting it good.
Let's do this.
I mean, they're like, they seem like they were.
Throat.
Yeah, they were kissing like they were gonna fuck. Like when Fandango and Layla
like
kiss,
they were drunk and gonna do it.
Yeah, when Fandango and Layla kiss, how it seems like, oh, we're having a kiss for the camera. Like I thought they were fucking about to get it on. That's how into it they were.
I've been feeling right. No. Okay, so Ziggler ends up getting the victory. Very short match.
Great episode.
Yeah, great episode. Get to see Stardust and Goldust defeat Ryback again. Short matchup. Nothing really to take away from it. Next up,
my dad like was watching. He's like, "Who's this guy?" I was like, "That's his brother." He's like, "Goldust has a brother?" I was like, "Yes, that's Cody Rhodes." Oh yeah, what happened to Dust? Dust, what's his dad? Is he dead? I was like, no, Dusty Rhodes is alive.
What? Don't you put that on Big Dust? Did you guys feel like this episode of Raw was like they were hoping to have good news with Daniel Bryan at the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
And they didn't, and they were like, oh fuck, all hands on deck for Raw,
We gotta have something good, guys. Come on.
Oh fuck, he's out. Everyone, you're coming back.
We gotta.
They like shown up the bat signal, and everyone had to come back to work.
I'm surprised they didn't like. Okay, if Daniel Bryan's out, let's pull out the old. I'm surprised they haven't debuted Sting or whatever they're gonna do with the hell.
I think they're still in negotiations with them right now.
He's done stuff for the network.
It's not official.
I mean, I don't think he would have been on the network unless he signed some sort of deal. So I think he's with them in some capacity. But
Legends contract.
Is he going to work or not? I mean, who fucking knows?
Probably not. So next up, we got to see Paige come out to address the fans / universe, saying, I know there's a lot of people out here saying that I don't belong, but I think I proved last night that I deserve to be here. And that prompted the return of AJ Lee, back from her honeymoon, looking tan as hell, especially compared to Paige.
She's always been tan.
Well, okay. Well,
I think
guess I just haven't seen her in a while.
I think she's more dark. I think she's naturally dark complected anyway.
Paige is the Sheamus of the girl wrestlers.
She is. So AJ returns, goes to congratulate her, and Paige sort of is a little standoffish towards her, saying, what do you think you're doing? Like,
it looked like she was going to turn heel.
Yeah, she's like, this is exactly what I did to you. I'm not an idiot. You're not going to goad me into some championship match. I'm not going to put my title on the line.
She was like doing the hokey pokey. She was like, I'm a heel. Fuck it, I'm a fighting champion. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, she put her left foot in, but then she put her left foot out.
And that's what it's all about.
Right. That was a weekend. That's a weak analogy.
But so AJ is like, well, why don't we let the fans decide? Do y'all want to see a Divas Championship match right now? Yay! And so we got a match up, and the ref just happened to come in from the announcer booth area. So, it's a good thing he was there and prepared. Yeah. So impromptu matchup, I guess. I don't know. I saw one tweet a couple weeks ago from our friends over at Top Rope Tuesday. They were talking about I bet the production guy who's got his script as to the planned matches is like, screw this, and just throws the script up in the air because they have all these impromptu matches. Like, this isn't going according to plan at all. So he's like, why do I even bother being here? But I chuckled. So anyways, we get an impromptu matchup. AJ going up against Paige. And Paige being very aggressive and taunting AJ the same way that AJ taunted her on her debut. And that prompted a roll-up for the win. AJ is your new Divas champion.
That's weird. That's pretty... okay, how long has AJ been out?
Since the night after WrestleMania. So April 8th, we'll say.
Okay, I was about to say... I was like, that seems pretty quick.
Sporting some bling.
For that turn or whatever, if he called a turn. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
3 months, something like that. So, Doug, what did you think about this?
Oh, I mean, there's not much. The match was short. There's not a lot to think about it. She got as much offense into that short match as she has her entitled title reign.
Mm-hmm.
Is Paige a transitional champion?
I mean, I don't know. I pretty much said what I thought about it as far as the weird, like, Paige is like, I'm kind of a heel. Fuck it. I'm gonna fight. I'm a fighting champ. And it was weird.
Fighting champion. So there you go. So that takes us into the main event. John Cena and Roman Reigns going up against Kane and Randy Orton. And Triple H was ringside for this. I didn't get to see all of this matchup, but
me either. I saw like the end part where like Rollins comes out.
Yeah.
Did y'all leave for tacos before Raw?
Taco Monday.
No, but Doug, what do you think about this matchup? It ends up being a disqualification after Kane is throwing Cena into the stairs and all that, and so the ref calls for the bell.
It was fine. I mean, it wasn't anything to write home about. But
it was just something to get to the end of the show, and then, hey, let's focus on this.
Right.
You know, the stuff after the match.
Right.
And that's when Kane beats down Cena, and Reigns and Orton fight up the ramp and backstage.
Out comes Rollins with the case.
Yeah, Rollins comes down looking to cash in, and Ambrose decides to attack Rollins, chases him out through the crowd, and then then Roman Reigns comes back to take out Kane and stares down Triple H. So that's pretty much how they close out Raw. So
I like the idea of like Ambrose being the constant thorn in Rollins' side.
Yeah.
And not only is that add some excitement to the cash-ins, but it's a built-in feud for when Rollins inevitably like gets the title. Then he's, that's at least going to be your feud right there, or a feud right there built in because of all the.
You think Rollins will eventually try and cash in, and Ambrose will like interfere in the match, costing him the championship?
No, I think it's going to go like this for a while, where Ambrose just costs him the opportunity before he can get it set up and make it official. I think Rollins will eventually successfully cash in, and then they have the built-in feud with him and Ambrose over the title.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to go for it and win.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would have, under normal circumstances, I would have bid, but he like says like at the top of the show, Ambrose says on the things like, every time you fucking try to cash in, I'm going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm going to be there to run it for you.
So I have to be on the lookout.
Do you guys find it so weird that like, I mean, I get that their group broke up, and so maybe they don't trust anybody anymore, but it's like Ambrose and Reigns don't even acknowledge each other. They were in the same vicinity. They're like, can't be like, yeah, what's up, bro? Or, like,
hey, Cena, tell Ambrose to pass me the gravy.
Yeah, it's like they severed fucking ties.
It's very awkward.
Tell that motherfucker I said this.
Believe in the Shield.
I mean, I get being worried that you can't trust anybody now, but they like act like it never happened.
Yeah.
I mean, they both mad at Rollins, but they act like they were never friends either.
Yeah.
know?
Well, there was times where they argued or whatever.
Yeah, but they stuck it out.
But they never gave them a send off.
Right.
Like it was just 1 week we are together, we are united. Screw Rollins, we're gonna take down the Authority. The next week, we have separate entrances now.
And the next week, Reigns is in the main event picture, and Ambrose says Gene Ambrose.
Yeah. So Reigns and Triple H have a stare down to close out the show, so that's probably going to inevitably lead to Roman Reigns.
I just want like a fist bump, like as they're walking to the back, like
Believe in the.
How you doing, bro?
One more time.
See you later.
Miss you, miss you, buddy, miss you.
You coming over tonight for spaghetti?
I'm making garlic toast. It's gonna be delicious. So all in all, really good show for Raw. I enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better Raws they've had.
I thought it was okay. I mean, I wasn't crazy about it like everyone else. It just felt like, hey, Brian's going to be out, so everyone needs to come back now.
Got to step up our game. We need star power. Go, 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 go,
or
go.
Stardust.
Stardust. Ziggy Stardust.
You're listening to a special interview segment for the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com.
Okay, folks, our guest this week will be appearing at CWF Coastal Mania 6 and Clutch City Productions Super Show 2 on Saturday, July 12th at 1 p.m. out of the Galveston Island Convention Center, located at 5600 Seawall Boulevard. You can get your tickets by going to ClutchCityProductions.com. He is recognized as the first black world heavyweight champion in professional wrestling history. He was Farouk in the Nation of Domination, one half of the popular duo, the APA. WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Ron Simmons. Ron, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, man.
Certainly
Thanks for having me on.
We appreciate you coming on. I know, your time is limited, and you don't really do too many interviews, but we certainly appreciate you coming on to the show. You getting excited to head out to Coastal Mania and the Clutch City Productions Super Show?
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that. But I tell you, I'm really looking forward to coming back in the state of Texas, and particularly to Galveston. As you know, I come there many times throughout my career, man. And as a matter of fact, I was a native of Texas for about 4 years in Dallas. So I consider myself to be a resident of Texas somewhat. So I'm really looking forward to it. This is going to be something that I will treasure for a while, because I'm in retirement now, and I didn't have a chance, when I was on the road, to come back and meet and greet and talk to a lot of the people, particularly in Texas. So this is going to be the opportunity for me to do that.
Cool. Absolutely. Are you enjoying retirement?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. By all means.
Very cool.
By all means. It's taken me 5 years just to heal up.
Well, we're glad that you're healing up and doing well. I want to talk a little bit about your career. You started out in the football. You went from football into professional wrestling. How was the transition for you going from professional football to professional wrestling?
Well, I've always been a fan of professional wrestling, right? And because I'd always loved sports that particularly had to have some kind of physical prowess in it and athletic ability, So I'd always been a big fan. And I recall myself as a young man growing up watching, guys like Tony Atlas, Duxie Rose, Ric Flair, and that's throughout my football career, I'd always been a big fan of those. And I thought, perhaps in the back of my mind one day, after a football career ended, and if I didn't go in the communications field that I would come out of college in, I would probably give it a shot. So as it turned out, man, I played 5 years of professional ball, and I decided to give it professional wrestling a shot and got trained by Hiro Matsuda, whom I consider to be was the best in the business at that particular time, and for me, it'll be forever the best. And that transition for me, it was much harder than I thought it was going to be honest with you. I thought that coming from football, it would be somewhat easy, but I got to be honest, it was probably the hardest thing that I've ever done as far as requiring physical ability.
Definitely. And you had a very lengthy career, which, a lot of younger wrestlers these days wish that they could have a healthy and long career. We do have a listener question from Ryan asking, what kind of reaction did you get from family and friends when you became the first black man to become world heavyweight champion?
Well, at that particular time, it wasn't so much I think, celebrated as the first black world heavyweight champion. Then it was just me having won the championship at that time. And then I think perhaps as time went on, then it set in that history was made that I was the first black man to win the heavyweight championship. And even to this day, I have to be honest with you, I sometimes have to pinch myself, to make sure that that was real and that I have gone through the things that I did, because I consider it to be quite of an accomplishment. And to be honest with you, I'm very proud of myself for it, and the most proud of myself for the fact that it opened up more doors for other, not only young black men and women to pursue professional wrestling, but it gave encouragement to all young athletes, you know. So that's one of the things I'm biggest and most proud of.
Absolutely, paving the way for the likes of Booker T, Mark Henry, Kofi Kingston, so on and so forth. In particular, you know, recently, I don't know how much you keep up with all of the wrestling products in the world today, but, you know, Bobby Lashley was recently crowned as the TNA World Champion. And, you know, a lot of people are praising TNA for giving Bobby Lashley the title. And there are those who say that WWE is somewhat against having a black man as WWE champion. What are your thoughts on the people who say that?
No, that's not. I think that all the years I've worked with WWE, that opportunity is there for any man or woman, for that matter. If you're willing to work and put in the dedication that it requires, and you will get that shot. That I have no problem with as far as when it comes to that, because I've worked for Vince for quite a while. I know him. I know all of his family members, Triple H, all of them. So that's not true. You know, if the opportunity presents itself and there's someone that they consider to be worthy, black or white, they will get the opportunity to put that belt on. And I'm certain that it won't be long before that happens, because as you look up there, we have quite a few black young men up there now that are, as this goes on and within a couple of years and given more time under their belt, probably will be wearing that belt here really soon. You know, so no, I have no problem with that. I think that's going to happen real soon. You know, I say that's not true.
Absolutely. You look at some of the up and young talent that's coming up through NXT, and you know, I think it's very close to happening pretty soon. You've had success working in tag teams like Doom with Butch Reed, also the APA with JBL, and you also had a successful singles action. Did you have a preference as to which one you worked?
Oh, definitely. I definitely will go for the tag. You know, I mean, I had the most fun starting with Butch in Doom. It was there, but I think perhaps throughout my career, and then of course with the Nation of Domination, with all of the guys in there, I had a lot of fun. But I got this. My brother and native Texan, I might say, Bradshaw, it was the most fun. I mean, I couldn't think of a better way to wind down and end my career than being in a tag team with him. And I mean, it just was fun all throughout the years that we were together. And then not only to have success at it, but to be able to entertain the people to the fullest, and then to have them years after that is over to come up and say that was like the most enjoyable period of time throughout my wrestling career and what they've seen in professional wrestling. That's what made it worthwhile. It was definitely the highlight of my career, I would say, being along after winning the world championship, and that would top it all. The APA, yes.
Yeah, like you said, talking about the APA with JBL. Like you said, it looked like y'all were having a blast. You know, could you is there anything like memory wise you had like the best memory with like JBL and the APA? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Well, no, it's just so many of them. Like I said, it was all. We had a great time all the way. We had such chemistry together, you know, because we both had similar out of the ring, you know, things in common, you know. We like to, you know, he had a football background as well as I. We like to go out and raise hell in bars, you know, and get insights for real, you know. So it was just a natural, and that we worked well together, and it came across screen the way it did because that was us and in reality, you know, and that's what made it such a success.
Absolutely. And they always say in the wrestling business, you know, you take who you are and you just amplify it a little bit. You know, some of the favorite moments that I had with you in the APA was, you know, you can't take it out of context as the door. You know, you have to have the door into your office. I love the fact that that's all there was to your office.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's those moments like that, you know, and then you put it in with the, you know, with the charisma and the, you know, the comedic side that I and Bradshaw had, you know, it just came across as something, you know, that would be natural for us to do, and add them, because that you can look for somebody, characters like myself, card playing, beer swilling guys, raising hell, for you to do something awkward like that, to come up and knock on the door, instead of just walking right through, right through the wall. You have to knock on the door, man. You got to have good manners, man. Your mother have to raise you right. Knock on somebody's door. You just cannot walk in. You have to knock. Yeah. And you have to also say who you are. Don't forget that.
Absolutely. And it had to be one of those rough nights where you show up to the arena, you got your gear, and they say, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to sit you down at a table. You're going to play some poker and drink some beers, smoking some cigars. Can you do that?
Oh, what a tough life. What a tough life, man.
And what was
you just don't know how much I resisted doing that,
We'll cut you a check at the end of the night.
Smoking a nice big Cuban cigar. I mean, I just grudged every time I would come now, like, oh, God, please don't have to let me drink another fifth or quart of beer, cold beer, and smoke this Cuban cigar tonight, Yeah, but yeah, man, we had a blast, both of us.
And I know there was one person in particular that could definitely hang with you two, and a lot of people wouldn't expect it unless you actually knew the person, and that would be Mae Young.
Well, surprisingly to me, yeah. Well, but man, I got to tell you, not only Mae Young, but Moolah as well.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you can ask Mark Henry that. I think he had an experience with it, not only with drinking beer, but he might have had an experience with a little bit in bed.
Yeah, having a little bit of fun. But, you mentioned earlier about the Nation of Domination and the time that you spent there. The Nation of Domination ended over 15 years ago, but it's still being talked about today, and there are still fans even hoping that you'll come back to help form a new nation. How does it feel to be part of the faction that still has that kind of lasting impression on fans?
You want to be remembered for something like that, That's what you want guys and girls to come up to you and say. That's what makes it all worthwhile. That's what your career should be about, and not many get that opportunity to have been involved in something, that people come back years and say, man, wow, why can't they do something like that? That's what I really love. And the thing about it was that not only was I when I was doing that with the nation and myself and everyone involved, we really got into doing that. We wanted to give the people the best we could with doing what we were doing with that faction. And that's why it had such a long-lasting effect. I'm really, really grateful that it gave the people the enjoyment that it did. And it's really an honor to be remembered like it is throughout the years.
Definitely, and people still to this day will sing the Nation of Domination theme, and it was a really catchy beat as well as with APA. You got really lucky because I'm a music man myself, and I think that the theme definitely helps make the success. I agree with you without a doubt. It all has to tie in together, and once you get that,
it's up to you from there on. And you have to immerse yourself into the character and into your work in the ring, and what you put into it is really what you're going to get out of it.
Absolutely. And you made a mention of having the fans come to you and say, oh, I remember this and I remember that, and most fans of today, the younger audience, know you for a different thing other than the Nation of Domination. That is you simply just showing up out of nowhere, saying one particular word. And before I say the word, I just want to know, where did the origins of you saying damn come from?
I think that started being catchy when I would go to different towns and I would be in a match with someone, and we would be doing something, and I would get frustrated because I probably can't pin them, and and things weren't going my way throughout the match, and they would hear me say damn, and then the people in the audience started just saying it, and that's really, and it resonated with them. And it's catchy because all of us at some point in our life, somebody comes along and takes us off, whether it be in traffic, whether it be your kids, whether it be someone at customer service not giving you the best treatment. You just simply have to say damn.
Absolutely.
Very catchy.
And it's just one of those organic things that took a life of its own, and you got your own T-shirt because of it, and every time every time you appear on screen, the fans just love it. They wait for it. You hold it, and then you say it, and it's just one of those great things.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, man, it's something that everyone can relate to, man, because there's somebody even in your household that makes you say it.
Absolutely. Before we let you go, is there any particular like story on the road that, maybe you and JBL got into a certain kind of trouble or anything like that? Some kind of road story that you could share with us?
Oh, no. The only thing that I so many of them, man, but I can just simply tell you one that probably this involves Teddy Long, and Teddy probably won't like me telling him about this, but when you run into him, you might ask him. We were Bradshaw and I had been on one of our tirades out after one of the matches that night, so Teddy decided to have want to jump a ride with us, and so of course we made him the designated driver. We said, well, look, since you're going to ride with us, then we're going to make you drive because we're going to be drinking. So, and that's what we were doing, right? So we were drinking, throwing cans out the window, and then lo and behold, there was a cop sitting on the side of the road hitting. So I throw a can out the window, and now of course here come the lights. So there he goes, woo, 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 pulls Teddy over, right? So he comes up to the car. Bradshaw and I we're out of our mind. We're blitzed. So when the cop looks into the window, he says, do I smell alcohol? And both of us are saying, well, of course you do. What are you? Are you crazy? We're drunk. We are drunk, both of us. And Teddy is, you got to know, Teddy is out of his mind, like looking at us like, what the hell, are you crazy? Right. So the cop makes him get out and takes him to the sobriety test. And so we're in the car saying, look, we want to take the test too. Can we take the test along with him? So the guy says, look, I'm going to take all of you to jail if you don't shut up here, okay? That's what's going to happen here. So then he looks in and he sees the tag team belts and he says, you two guys are the tag champions, right? And we say, yeah, we are. So he puts the belts on outside the road, so the cops start putting the belts on, taking pictures with it, as Teddy is standing back there. He still has Teddy standing back there, man, ready to go through the sobriety test, and I mean, he is steaming by this time, all right? He gets back into the car after of course, now the cop lets us go. He gets back into the car. He is so mad. We were supposed to be going to Cincinnati. He's so mad, he's going the opposite direction, and he drives us all the way to Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh. Oh, my
God. And we were in the backseat drunk, so we don't know any better, man. That's how mad he was, right?
That is awesome.
When you see him somewhere, you got to ask him about that.
Oh, we definitely will. That sounds like a hoot. Thank you very, very much for coming out, and we will definitely make sure to head over to see you at the Super Show and have many more stories to tell.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a great time out there. We're going to have a lot of fun. I want everyone to come out.
Definitely. Thank you very much, and you have a great night.
All right, you too, buddy. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Scott Norton. You're listening to WNS Podcast.
So really good stuff. We certainly appreciate Ron Simmons coming on the show. Really cool. So make sure to head on out to the Coastal Mania Clutch City Productions Super Show. Going to be all kinds of fun. We're going to try and head out there as well. But we do have some hot topics for you guys.
What's the date on that again? July what?
July, was it 12th?
12th.
Something that we forgot to mention, I guess you could put in the hot topics or whatever. Mm-hmm. But wasn't hot topics for the pay-per-view that a script got leaked?
Yeah, it was just the pre-show. I mean, nothing too big, but it was pretty weird, reading the script as it's happening, and it's like, oh, okay, so he's ad-libbing this line, and he's taking this sentence but switching it up a little bit. So it was really weird, but yeah, apparently they just left it sitting in a chair somewhere, and some guy just took a picture of it and posted it online. So yeah, but other hot topic news for you guys. It happened earlier today. Emma was arrested for theft.
Emma.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Oh,
Silly
can we talk about Santino's backstage thing? That we completely glossed over that.
I was.
Yes, we forgot to talk about that.
First of all, his new
Cobra
shirt looks fucking awesome. Second of all, like how like blatant like product placement was that?
That was so bad. That's why I didn't write it down. I wanted to
talk about
avoid it. No, I didn't want to talk about it. It was so bad. So bad.
This is like what type of Coke was it in Scott Pilgrim? Was it that they did the
Coke Zero?
At Coke Zero, they did the super blatant like so they did it so over the top that they acknowledged how blatant the product placement was in the movie. Yeah, it was like that.
It's like Wayne's World when they're like, I would never sell out, especially whenever I'm enjoying a hot
What was it?
pizza from
Twisted
Pizza Hut.
Tea?
Right.
Twisted Tea? Twisted Lemonade?
Yeah, Twisted Tea.
Him and
God.
Cobra just chilling. Like, you don't have
Hey
any
kids,
friends.
do you not have any friends?
It's
Do you have a party and no one came?
Here's
You know
Bunny.
what you need? Some alcoholic tea. That'll get the party started.
PG doesn't mean legal adults can't enjoy legal beverages. It's not the same thing. PG means parental guidance. It doesn't mean. I mean, if they were giving it to kids, that's like one thing. But like adults can
Hey there,
enjoy
Timmy.
adult beverages.
I can't believe you forgot to
chilling
talk about
alcohol is totally
It's not that I
within
forgot,
PG.
it's I chose not to talk
We
about it.
forgot. Shame on us.
Yeah,
'cause you
shame
took
on
it
us.
out.
We let
Shame
you
on
pass.
us.
We let you
I
pass.
run the show.
Great moments like that and the Great Khali beating up Vince McMahon.
Be thankful that I wrote that down.
What do you think about Santina's new Cobra shirt? I thought it looked
I didn't get to see it.
I'm
missed
trying to
it.
remember what was it?
It looks like it's odd shaped where it's sort of up and like
Oh,
over.
yeah,
like
that
a
looks
weird like
That looks weird.
phallic Cobra.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I think it looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm into phallic shit.
But apparently, Emma was arrested for theft at a Walmart. They're saying, or she's saying, that it was at a self-checkout, and I guess
You don't pay this girl nothing. This poor girl doesn't make any money.
no, or not enough to where she has to shop at Walmart. And
In my head, like Santina's giving her the talking to over this.
now, Emma, when you're
told you
going
not
to shop at the Walmart, you can't do this.
Right.
You can't take the item and not place it on the scanner.
Put it in the Cobra.
Yeah. So, but Lord.
Seriously, what did she steal?
All that was said was like an electronic device under $250.
What?
So what they're claiming, from what I saw allegedly, is that she was using those self-checkout centers,
Mhm.
you know, scanned it, put it in the basket, it didn't register, and so she took it out. Like, she paid for other things, but security stopped her and arrested her, saying, "Oh,
So
you're
was it
trying
an
to steal
accident,
this."
or you think she did it on purpose?
I don't know. It's
So she didn't have it on her when she was arrested. She took it out.
she had it with her, but they're saying
She thought she just got over on it because she scanned it and it didn't get there.
I don't know. Probably, maybe they were keeping an eye on it. It's like, oh, there's an item in the bag that didn't get scanned. So.
This girl works for WWE. We're gonna keep an eye on
Yeah,
her.
we gotta bust her.
I mean,
Take
this
her
isn't
down,
like
Mitch.
this isn't like TNA when they don't pay their people are working at Sunglass Hut because they can't afford to go on they can't go on the road because they don't get paid enough that they have to stay and work
Right.
their day jobs.
Yeah.
Whatever that whole story was, I don't remember exactly who it was, but it was one of the knockouts, and I just I can't.
Working at the
Oh
Sunglass
yeah,
Hut.
I think I know who you're talking about. And then she retired from wrestling. The blonde chick,
Yeah, what's her name?
Taylor. No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
God, I can't think of her name.
Taylor Rain.
I don't remember.
Rainbow.
I just can't believe this. I'm shocked that Emma stole.
Yeah. Shame on you, Emma.
You're gonna get fired.
Can you do more? Can we do more role playing with you being Santana? I know it's Tyler's birthday, but I have a wish. Okay. My wish is that you guys do a little improv scene for us and our listening audience. I want
Tyler.
I want
Who am
Tyler to play Emma, and I want you to play Santino.
I don't know if I can do
Tyler,
Australian.
Tyler, you got in trouble. You don't have to do the accent if you don't want to. Tyler, you got in trouble for stealing it, and
Emma, what were you thinking when you took the iPad cover from Walmart?
I thought I checked it out. I just walked out.
Looking
of the
for
store.
bubbles.
Looking for bubbles.
It had bubbles on it.
I took that shit because I want it, and they don't, WWE don't pay me
no,
enough.
I'm not
Well, you
buying.
got
I don't
plenty
believe
of
your
money,
character.
so you should be able to pay for it. Buy me a gift card.
More bubbly. More bubbly.
I bought it. Fuck those cameras.
I don't believe your character work is awful, Aber.
God.
I was gonna say fuck a lot.
I'm not asking for an accent. I'm just saying, play.
You don't have to do the Australian accent. Just play along. God. terrible.
I thought I checked it out. I don't know.
I'm so stupid. I didn't know.
All right, sorry,
Boner,
Doug.
I don't know.
Sorry, Doug. But moving on to
I'm
the hot topic
sorry.
news.
That's cool.
It's rumored that Kenta is going to be announced as signing with the WWE sometime this month. So they're probably going to be making the announcement towards the end. I think they said like the 21st or something
We
like that.
want inverted GTSs.
The good news is he signed with the WWE. The bad news is everyone stole his moves, so he doesn't have any. He can only do.
He's got to
headlocks.
come up with something new.
He can only do headlocks and wrist locks now.
Okay. What's all the
And
moves
run the
that
ropes.
people stole? GTS, Punk.
Brian stole the Busaiku knee from him.
So if he does
damn.
it, like, oh, they stole it from CM Punk.
So his
and-
finisher and
No.
signature moves is stolen.
So he needs to.
If only Matt Stryker was here and he could let everyone know that no, CM Punk and Daniel Bryan took got the moves
So
from him.
Kenta is going to show up and feud with Daniel Bryan, saying, "I'm here to reclaim what's mine."
I want his gimmick to be like, hey, I just want him to feud with everyone over the rights of his moves.
I won. I get the GTS. He can do the. Was
He's
it
going to be like
inverted?
Peter Petrelli from Heroes. I come in contact with you and I take your gift.
What's it called? The inverted GTS? Or is it inverted or reversed?
It's inverted.
Inverted.
Reverse is when the action is reversed. Inverted is when the position is switched. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So if it's the guy's just flipped over or facing the other way, it's inverted. Reverse would be like if the normal go like this, then reverse would be that. You know what I mean? But inverted is like flipped over.
Yes. So
That's the inverted GTS.
the last bit of hot topic news for you: the Guerrero family is reportedly upset with Vicky over her thank you note to the WWE. Apparently, they feel like the Guerrero family didn't get enough thanks. Even though she said, the whole line about there's one name in the wrestling biz that gets more respect than McMahon, and that's Guerrero. They feel that she was not grateful enough in her thank you note of all things. So did you?
I mean, I heard it and I read it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's one of those things that like the public cannot and will not understand. I'm sure there is a lot more like family and drama involved in that than simply this. So I mean, I don't really have a comment about it. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, those kinds of things are for sure like the result of some sort of like within the family turmoil stuff,
Yeah. So who knows? But that's just the news for us to report. But time to go into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First question coming to us from Thomas. Drop it low, son.
Tyler wants you to do it for his birthday. That's why he's pointing to you.
Drop it low, son. Drop it low, son.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. So now you're not getting your gift.
Happy birthday.
So happy birthday. Happy birthday. So Thomas says, bonjour from what is hoping a sunny southern, from a southern
You're laughing way too
France.
fucking hard at that dumb shit.
I'm not there yet, but by the time you read this on the podcast, I will be helping the sick and the elderly.
What?
But before I left,
Smart, has a mind for numbers,
And
checking
caring.
facts, and caring.
Yep.
Listen, are you single? We need to get. Listen needs to. I'm sure he has a lady, huh? I mean, he's all the good stuff
He's
about.
dropping the weight,
He looks
helping people out,
sexy, smart, flirty,
good with numbers and statistics,
Yeah, man.
getting ready to go to
Goddamn.
uni.
That's fucking cool, man.
Good stuff.
Good kid. Good kid.
But Thomas says, but before I left, I was able to pick up the latest edition of WWE Magazine featuring a 10-match DVD of the best WWE main event. A DVD exclusive to European fans. With that said, I want to know what your favorite WWE DVD you own is and why.
That one.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
The European exclusive?
Yeah. Let me think.
WWE only. What would it be? What would it be? What's it gonna be, boys? What's it gonna be?
From what I've seen, I like the CM Punk DVD.
Yeah,
That seems to be my
the
favorite.
CM Punk Best in the World documentary.
Yes.
That one was really enjoyable.
See, people were so saying how awesome that was going to be that I was underwhelmed by it.
Really,
But it was it was a case of me setting my expectations.
you set the
too
bar
high.
too high.
Yeah,
Put the
probably.
pussy on the pedestal, man.
Yeah.
So,
What's
as far as your favorite WWE DVD, what would you say?
I'm still thinking.
Okay. For me, it's either two things. I would say either WrestleMania 30, since we attended it.
Or Knucklehead.
I think
No.
he means documentary style ones. I don't think he means events.
Just favorite WWE DVD. There's no specification on
Knucklehead.
it.
He's gonna pick the
No,
Chaperone or
I'm not
Knucklehead.
gonna pick. No, I'm not picking either of those. I would say either WrestleMania.
The Marine box set.
No, I would say either WrestleMania 30 or WrestleMania 20. And I say 20 because for a while I was kind of out of the loop in wrestling, and I picked up WrestleMania 20 on DVD because I was like, oh, dude, that's a big event. You know, it's the 20th WrestleMania. I need to get back into it. So that DVD got me to start really following wrestling again. So I would say one of those two.
What are you out chasing the skirt? What are we doing?
Oh man, I can't tell you.
You're putting the pussy on a pedestal.
For legal reasons, I can't tell you.
Get the
I think
pussy
you're.
off your
I
shoulders.
don't. I think that what he's saying is like. I don't think events count. Lawson, let me know that I'm right because I know that I'm right.
Okay, well if it's not gonna be events, then I would probably go with the CM Punk one as well, as far as documentaries.
See, the weird thing about they're all like really well produced, but they're
Oh no,
all,
I changed mine. Mick Foley. No, wait, shit. Stone Cold Steve Austin. There you go.
They're
Final
all-
answers. Nah. Sorry, go ahead, Doug. Stone Cold Steve Austin for me.
I'm a big fan. Like they're all well produced, but they're all just to put it out there, they're all revisionist history as far as the documentary stuff goes. But I'm partial to like when they do like a Legends of Mid South, or if they do like a Best of Stargate or a Best of whatever. I like when they take a look at
Rise
something.
and Fall of.
Yeah, I like the recent ECW ones they did with the quote unquote unreleased matches.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I like when they take a look outside of their immediate like their own immediate history, even though it's all bullshit and revisionist.
Mm-hmm.
But I like when they do that.
Like on the Mick Foley one where they don't mention where he was
Right.
those few years that he was over at TNA.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, and then I did a few projects and came back and it was great. But as far as any DVD, I'd probably say either WrestleMania 20
I'm telling
or
you,
WrestleMania 30.
dude, do not argue with the guy who made the educated guess of 60% off the top of the dome.
He's saying
off the dome. He's saying any WWE DVD, but he means compilation style or
Lawson, don't just side with him on this one. Be
Listen.
honest with us.
Listen, you're looking sexy, son.
Don't try
looking
and
good.
butter him
You're
up.
real smart.
Trying
you're
to play
good.
favorites.
You've got a good personality, Lawson, and I'm right.
Damn.
He means documentary or compilation style. I bet he doesn't mean events.
All right. WrestleMania can fall under the category of compilation.
Nope.
Yes. It is a compilation of
Nope.
stories coming to a head in one specific place.
Meta, maybe if you want to get real meta about it, but Lawson is
That's
taking
what it's all about.
No.
Hokey pokey. So next question coming to us from our buddy Ben Fold saying, good podcast, guys. Sorry I didn't give any feedback last episode. I was a little busy and some stuff was happening in my life.
Look,
Hopefully it's good.
Ben, thank you for listening. We appreciate
Yeah.
that you do. But you're not required. We love it when you give feedback, but you're under no requirements to give feedback.
Correct. He's saying, I wanted to ask, with a lot of former indie wrestlers joining the WWE, what wrestler from CZW, ROH, Chikara, etc. would you like to see, and what place in the card would you put them?
I pick one guy out of any of those companies, or I pick a guy from each of those.
Just one from, you can, I mean, it's up to you. You can do whatever you want, but he's asking if you could just pick someone from one of the indie circuits, who would you pick, and where would you put him?
I'm real big on Drew Gulak right now.
Yeah.
He's sort of I don't want to say throwback because that's overused and it's not really well defined. It's just like some vague thing that people say to like
He's a
sound
workhorse.
cool or something. But he is sort of a throwback. He's like a real smooth, like technical guy. And I don't know. As far as I don't know. As far as card placement in the WWE, I don't think it really matters.
Mm-hmm. How about you,
I
Tyler?
mean, I don't see him as a main event guy there,
Yeah.
but he's just a guy who's gonna have good matches.
I would say Adam Cole.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where to put him on that stuff.
I mean, Adam Cole's a smaller guy. I mean, I think him and the WWE have actually been flirting with each other, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him there soon.
I would
Sooner than
also like to
later.
see Briscoes in the tag team division, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think they fucked that up
Yeah.
because they were interested in signing them.
Let's see. As far as a comedy personnel, like when Santino calls it quits, you got to bring in a new guy for the comedy aspect. Let's do that. Who was it? What's his name? Chicago? Maxwell Chicago. I enjoyed the hell out of him. He was very entertaining when we were in New Orleans, so I would bring him in. That'd be one guy I'd like to see because, yeah.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Eddie Kingston get a shot. I don't know. I mean, with them supposedly signing Steen, like I don't see like body image being an issue. Even though Steen lost a lot of weight and is getting in shape, but I don't see like body being as much of an issue. So I'd really like to see Kingston give a shot.
So that's for sure about Steen. They signed him.
Supposedly, he seems like he's wrapping up with Ring of Honor, but like I don't know. I think Kingston's one of the very best promos in the entire business, and I think it'd be a shame for him to not get a good shot. I don't think he will, but he's a bit of a rogue. He likes to do his own thing, kind of a guy. And
Didn't we have like a talk about Kingston? It's like, how does he do all that shit and he like still smokes?
yeah, he smokes, but I mean, lots of guys do, but I mean, I don't know. He's like a chubbier dude who smokes, but I mean, I don't think any of that's as much of a thing anymore. But I don't know. He's like, the thing about Kingston that I love so much is that he gets like something that not a lot of people get, and that's like he knows how to use emotion in wrestling. And I don't just mean like anger emotion. Like he knows how to manipulate emotions like in general with his promo. So I think it'd be a real shame for him to not get like a shot one day. But I don't know. He's a bit of a rogue, so I don't know.
Okay.
You see small guys like Icarus or Johnny Gargano.
I mean, I don't know. Like Gargano's not tall, but the motherfucker is like transformed his body. Like he's got a good body. I don't think that would hold him back. I like Icarus. I like Icarus as a Chikar guy, but I don't see him ever getting a shot in the big time. I mean, no disrespect to him, but he doesn't seem like a fit for like a WWE. Gargano, I could see eventually getting there. If not, I mean, he's done like extra work for them in the past, and I'm sure he's gonna get a look one day if he hasn't already gotten a look.
Okay, good stuff. So thanks for the question. Final question coming to us from 6-Star Criminal saying, "I've got a question. Do you think that there is no hope in the mid card? They don't run any credible storylines. There's a lot of them There's a lot of people who don't get to show off their talents on pay-per-views either. I think the brand split was beneficial for guys in the mid-card because they actually had things to do other than just sit around and get an ass made out of themselves by the booking team. And I would like to say that I, too, am not shaving my mustache all summer. # Cox and mustaches. # Tyler's mustache better than Cody's."
Thank you, sir.
How does, like, I know I was here last week, but I know we talked about the mustache, but how does the cock come into play? I forgot.
Cox and mustaches.
You remember?
We talked about what suit would you wear if you were a wrestler or whatever, and we were talking about some sort of suit or whatever, and like how does that play out with like, I don't know.
Okay, I remember talking about that too. I don't remember how that tied into mustaches.
Some move or something. It was like they didn't tie into each
Oh,
other.
okay,
It was
okay.
like, I was like, this episode, man.
We talked about Cox
and
and we talked about mustaches.
yeah.
What's new? We always talk about Cox and mustaches.
Yeah, and this week's is, it's Cox, it's boners,
We just talk about Cox a lot, guys.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you. We talk about Cox a lot.
It just happens to be like that,
Yep.
It's just the way the world works.
So there you go. So thanks for...
Wait, we didn't answer
That's the question. No.
What's his question?
Is there hope for the mid-card?
I'm Tyler Abear.
To me, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but I think the problem is just the parody booking. Nothing seems like too many guys feel like they're equal to each other, and there's not enough to differentiate guys in the card, like saying this guy's clearly better than this guy. Because because they can't, because I don't think they can do job matches successfully anymore. No one would buy it, and to do that, if you're not going to do that,
Slater, he can job properly.
Well, yeah, but then that's one guy. Like you need more than one job guy, you know.
True.
And even if you job him out every week, no one's going to buy it.
Ziggler and Kingston.
Well, even if those guys clearly define as job guys and they lose every time, if the matches are so competitive, then it makes it feel like less of this guy is clearly better than this guy.
Right.
And too many guys feel like they're equal to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how you can go back to not having competitive matches because the fans won't buy it in this day and age.
Right. I feel like they want everyone to be main event guys. You know, when's Ziggler going to get his push? When's Kingston going to get his push? When's Swagger going to get his push?
I don't think that's true at all. I think all the fans want everyone to be
right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. They never put focus on the U.S. title or Intercontinental title because that's a plateau. When you're done with that, like when you get to that, they want you to go further. So like there is no, I don't know. Like normally those were the mid cards because those were the up and coming guys, but they've had so many people who have been there for so long now, they don't know what to do with them.
Not necessarily. I think that some people think every single guy has a progression from open to main event, and that's not necessarily true. Like some guys are just never gonna make it to that part, and that may be like I'm sure that every wrestler is somebody's favorite wrestler, so they're going to be like, oh, well, this guy is getting fucked off because he doesn't ever get past this point. But that's not true. Like, not every guy goes from the opening match to the main event. It's just not possible, and not every guy's talented enough to.
Yeah.
I mean, some guys are just job guys. Some guys are just going to meander in the mid card. It's just how it is.
Yeah, sad but true. Just the tough parts of the business. But we do thank you for the question. Don't forget to submit your questions by going to our Facebook page, WNS Podcast, also our YouTube page, WNS Video. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com, WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. Subscribe to us on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Happy birthday, motherfucking A-Bear.
Thank you. It's about to be over. Whoop, 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 whoop. Check us out on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and what's the other one? Shit. Player.fm.
That's your shit, son. You should be on top of that.
Yeah,
hey, don't forget to let us know if you'd rather be Boner or Cockroach.
Yeah, Boner or Cockroach.
You can do that on the Facebook page that Daniel just told you about, or the YouTube page that Daniel just told you about, or you may even tweet at us. Daniel will check that as well.
Also,
the main sites. Go ahead.
How much work do I do for this?
You say also what?
Also, whatever one you pick at the end and go hashtag whatever.
Why are you hashtagging whatever?
I don't know. Hashtag boner if you're a boner. Hashtag cockroach if you're a cockroach.
Oh, I thought you meant literally hashtag the word whatever.
No.
Oh. I was like, why would you do that?
Hashtag
why
whatever.
Would why would we ask them to do this exercise and then be like, whatever, it doesn't matter?
It doesn't.
We don't give a fuck.
We just want to know these things.
I do want to know. I'm interested. What's the better nickname? The main site's at WN Source, but fuck them. They don't need any more followers. We need followers at WNS Podcast, at WNS_Daniel, at Tyler_Aber. Tweet that motherfucker happy birthday so he has to use that Twitter account.
Yeah, those dick pics and birthday boobs. So there you go.
His Snapchat is.
Ooh. So for the podcast crew, I am Daniel Heron.
I'm Boner.
He's a boner.
He's
boner,
the birthday boner.
Birthday. I'm Doug, and we'll see you all next week.
That's my line.
No!